welcome to the Republic of Football 97.3. I'm Gabby Affair. Very interactive. 0539986 Send us your thoughts from now to somewhere around 5 p.m. We are live on YouTube, City Sports Ghana. So you can also leave your thoughts over there and I'll read them for you. We also live on the Channel 1 TV. If you are watching us there, good afternoon to you as well. Good afternoon to you, the Manchester City fans. Good afternoon to the Chelsea fans. Because the two teams as we speak are in action. I'm sure you're wondering. For the uninitiated, it's the FA Cup final. Manchester City taking on Chelsea at Wembley. Just 3 minutes of action done at the Wembley Stadium. And this is the place where we're running through all the updates. So today in England, everything is actually on a standstill. The FA Cup is taking center stage. All eyeballs, all attention, all the headlines, the big storylines will emanate from the Wembley Stadium. Ghana's Antoine Semenyo. He could join the likes of Michael Essien, Sile Muntari, and a few other Ghanaian players to win the FA Cup. I'm not sure the Chelsea fans will want that though, because Chelsea themselves are hoping to end the season on a very successful note. Manchester City are chasing a domestic double, what I call the DD, the domestic double. Think about it, for City to have been in that conversation of not having a not so good season, all of a sudden they are ending the season, or they will be ending the season potentially with 2 trophies for Pep. Yeah, so welcome again to the show. 053986 986. Let me run you through the starting 11 for the two teams, and then I'll introduce you to my guests with all the analysis. Well, there's some games also happening in the German Bundesliga. For the Spanish League and the Italian Serie A, and also the EPL proper, the games would happen later tomorrow. So tomorrow there's a lot of matches to look forward to. But Chelsea are starting with Robert Sanchez in post, a back three of Wesley Fofana, Levi Colwill, Jorel Hato. They've got Malo Gusto playing. Reece James is back in the starting 11. He's the skipper for today. Moises Caicedo is starting. Marco Correa is also starting. Cole Palmer, or Cold Palmer, which one you want to do, it's fine. He's also starting today. Enzo Fernandez is in there, and then João Pedro. On the part of Manchester City, there's James Trafford starting. Nico O'Reilly is playing as a left back. Magehi Kushanov is playing also as Gehi's CB partner. Matheus Nunes is also starting, playing as a right back. Rodri in there. Bernardo Silva, Jeremy Doku on the left. Mamouche playing through the channels, and then Antoine Semenyo playing on the right. Erling Braut Haaland is leading the attack for Manchester City. The referee for today is Darren England. He's the centre man for today's occasion, and the game is happening at Wembley Stadium. 6 minutes into that game, the FA Cup final. Let me welcome my guests. There's Kelvin Edem Kai here, and also Chelsea's most vocal man, Kovna Mafu, is also in here. Guys, good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon.
We good?
Yeah, we good.
Yeah, snap thoughts on the this game. Adam, I just want to pick your thoughts on the starting 11. Callum McFarlane has done something really interesting. He's gone with a back three. I don't know what you think the idea is.
I think he's looking at the wide threat of City and Doku being in the kind of form he's in.
Yeah.
And he's looking to not give him that kind of leeway, so that when they are off the ball, they can adequately deal with City's wide threats.
Mm-hmm.
Semenyo too is in blistering form, so
Yeah.
they are not the two guys you want running at your defense at this point in time in the season. So I think that's the reasoning behind it. I think he's fairly picked a good team for the final.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if they can match up with City lately. But that Everton result, where City didn't pick up max upon points in the PL, I think they've been on a great run of games. So let's see. It's a final. If there's any team I trust in at Wembley, it's the deeper blue.
Okay.
So
I like the fact that you picked that point out. I'll put out Chelsea start in the FA Cup finals and also at Wembley how they perform. Coming just snap thoughts on the lineup. What has caught your attention?
Good afternoon to everyone. And very interesting lineup, because when you check closely, it's the same formation that they played against Liverpool in their last Premier League game is what they are doing.
The 1-0 draw.
Yeah, the 1-0 draw. The only difference is that Andres Santos has been is on the bench. Yeah, has been dropped for Rich James to play in the middle with Caicedo. So far so good from both of them, and it's a very good one from Chelsea how they want to set up. And as Kelvin said, one, they've seen how dangerous the wide players of Manchester City are, so they have to just make sure they get a lot of players at the back line to be able to defend, so that when Chelsea is defending, we'll see more of a back five, but when they are in attack, we'll see a back three formation of what they have to do. With City, I was just surprised. Maybe he feels like James Rashford has been in the post for all the cup games, so he feels like he deserves to be in the final. So
reward him for hard work.
Okay. So he deserves to be in the final, to be in the post. So it's so far so good from both sides. Just that Chelsea just need to find a way to stop Nico Reilly, because he's one dangerous player that
slippery guy. Slippery guy.
Sometimes I actually struggle to
know where he is on
where
the
he
pitch,
is or what you do on a certain day.
Yeah.
Very unpredictable, and that's very massive credit to Pep.
Yeah, very, very good aspect. And Pep is one good coach that is able to transform some players, and that's very good, because Nico Reilly started as more of a midfielder, but we saw him most of the games playing as a left back, which he was doing so well. He wasn't playing badly. If you even check Manchester City's lineup, you see Matheus Nunes playing as a right back, who is not a right back. Yeah. We saw Matheus Nunes when he was at Wolverhampton Wanderers playing more of a right winger, a left winger, getting the goals for Wolverhampton Wanderers. But as soon as he switched to Manchester City, now since they've had a lot of players in attack, they have to just move him to right back, and he has not performed badly so far when he played as a right back for Manchester City. So both sides just need to find a way to be able to do things. But I feel like what will really be one key thing that's going to really happen in the game is Chelsea just need to avoid, as I said, the wide players getting most of the ball. Doku, Semenyo getting most of the ball, and also for Chelsea and for City, they have to make sure they don't allow the likes of what's the name, Caicedo get control of the midfield, and Enzo Fernandez getting more of the ball, because when they do that, that's when João Pedro is able to move forward a lot. Yeah. So we are going to see a very interesting game. So
Fernandez is playing very closer to João Pedro.
Yes.
Okay. Just want to run through the history and some extensive stats regarding the two teams. So both clubs are actually England's most successful teams in the FA Cup. I mean, Chelsea have won it 8 times. City have won it 7. City are chasing their 8th FA Cup title against a team who is also chasing their 9th. When you look at Chelsea's FA Cup wins, in 1970, they beat Leeds by 2-1 after extra time. 1997, they beat Middlesbrough by 2-0. They continued in 2000, they beat Aston Villa by 1-0. 2007, they beat United by 1-0 after extra time. 2009, they beat Everton by 2-1. 2010, they beat Portsmouth by 1-0. 2012, they beat Liverpool by 2-1. And then 2018, they beat United by 1-0. That's Chelsea's last FA Cup success, the last time they won it. But the last time they were in the finals was in 2022. You remember that whole saga with Mauricio Sarri, keeper thing? Get out of the post.
Yeah.
Young man. Get out. But Kepa Aretha Bala says he has different ideas. Chelsea went on
against Manchester City.
Against Manchester City. So Chelsea have won 5 out of 9 finals from 2007 to 2018. But they've actually struggled lately. I mean, like I said, 2018, after making that finals, beating Liverpool, and then they were in the 2022 finals, losing to Manchester City. Let me stay with you again. How important is this trophy for Mark Fellaini and this current group, especially in the back of what I call a shambolic season?
Yeah, this is a very important one for Chelsea. One, now they are not too sure where they'll be playing next season, whether they'll be playing in Europe or not, because the Champions League looks like it's over for them, and it's over. Let me just state it's over for them. For Europa, it's dicey.
There's no way they are going to the Champions League.
For Europa, it's very difficult. They can't really tell whether they'll be able to play set, because even Bournemouth that is placing set has very good points.
Yeah.
And now looking at how things are, the best way to go to Europe is by winning the FA Cup. And when you win the FA Cup, you automatically just get straight to the Europa.
Yeah.
So that's a very important one Chelsea needs to do. I know Europa wasn't one of the leagues or one of the things that they wanted to play, but since it wasn't one of the things they wanted to play, at least that will at least make fans very happy for not doing so well. Because going into the season, when Chelsea won the Conference League and also won the FIFA Club World Cup, there were high hopes, especially the interviews from some of the players, the likes of Rich James, who came out to say this season what they are really looking for is to win the Premier League. Enzo Fernandez also said the same thing. There were quite some players that really said a lot of things that Chelsea are into the season to do something better. But we've all seen how badly they've played so far, and they have to just do their best to win the FA Cup, because if they win the FA Cup, it's not a success season for Chelsea, but at least they'll be able to at least say, oh, okay, we won this trophy this season, and at least we'll be able to play the Europa. The Europa, they can just do their best. If they're able to win the Europa, that can just help them get more European titles that they have to win. So this is a final that Chelsea really needs to take very, very serious, because if you compare both sides, this is a trophy that will define Chelsea's season.
Okay, 40 minutes played at the Wembley Stadium. I mean, it's just fair to say that City have seen a large share of possession so far, and that's expected, right, Lim?
Yeah, it's expected. City usually dominate the ball when they play against teams, so I'm not surprised there. And the way Chelsea set up even shows that they are ready to relinquish the ball for City today. I don't think they want to do too much of the possession of the football. They'll probably look to counter City quickly when they get the chance to. But let's see how the game goes. As I said, if there's any team I trust at Wembley, it's the Deeper Blue, because I've seen what this team can do at Wembley, even when they are having crazy bad seasons. So let's see.
Okay.
On a regular, I think per the form of both teams, City should take this final. But Chelsea's a very unpredictable team in the FA Cup and at Wembley. So let's see how the tie unfolds. So far, City seems to be dominating the ball and trying to create a bit. I've barely seen Chelsea have a run at the City defense, but I don't know. It's a long game, just 15 minutes in. So let's see how it unfolds.
Kwache, your thoughts on City? The way they've approached the game so far.
I mean, I think like Adam said, I think it's to be expected. They're the team in better form. They're the team that's expected to win. And I think if you look at the quality of players on the pitch, I'd say City edge it slightly. So the approach to the game is not surprising. And if you look at how they also approached the game against Arsenal in the League Cup final, I think it's quite similar to that. So the only thing about the game is that if it goes on, City themselves might start feeling under pressure. Because Chelsea might now be looking for an opportunity to try and counter and win the game, while City might start getting frustrated that they haven't been able to break down Chelsea yet. But like we keep saying, it's a final. Anything can happen. We've seen Roberto Di Matteo go all the way to a Champions League with Chelsea. This could be Callum McFarlane's first trophy. Who knows what can happen after that. Maybe he might even get the job, even though the talks about Xabi
what are you saying?
I mean, if United are sticking with
Why if
Carrick,
you do your analysis?
if United are
How is
sticking with,
But if he wins the trophy,
I mean, United are sticking with Carrick, and he has
No,
won
I
the
beg
trophy.
he's not won a
It's
trophy.
different
So
context and different. All right, Kwache, the Chelsea fans will come for Callum McFarlane.
This sounds like the Chelsea fan.
Why?
This
I
sounds
mean,
like the
no,
Chelsea
I'm not a Chelsea
talking.
fan.
Your
I'm
team is
just Gabi Ofe hosting today's show.
To be fair, there's also a slight Liverpool bias because I don't want Jabi Alonso to be headed.
Oh, so that's why I'm praying that
headed to
Kaluma
London.
will
I
be-
think he should come up to Merseyside. But yeah, but for Chelsea,
this
it
guy.
could
Slotto.
it could be a positive ending to their season because, like you said, they are not going to get into the Champions League, and we also need to point out that this is the only way of getting into European football. Because there would be, I don't know if Jabi Alonso necessarily wants to play in the Europa League. Some managers like to come in and work without having to work with Europe. The last time Chelsea won the league was under Conte, and that's when he came into that season after what he called Mourinho's disaster season.
Yeah.
And he was able to play well without the Champions League. And then the next season, when they had the Champions League, that's when they struggled a bit. And he managed to salvage it by winning the FA Cup the last time Chelsea won it. But still, it makes it how do you call it? It puts a bit more pressure on the Chelsea players, even though they weren't there necessarily when the how do you call it, the other team were playing. But it puts a bit more pressure on the Chelsea players to see if they can deliver. Unless I'm mistaken, I think I remember Chelsea losing an FA Cup final to Leicester.
Yeah, Leicester
Yeah.
is 2021. Yes.
Yeah, 2021.
Yeah, it's good that you even mentioned. I was
Yeah.
just about putting out that
Yeah.
stat.
So both teams are like, I think Chelsea have lost their last two finals and Man City too have lost their last two finals in a row. They won against United in the treble season, but then they lost to Ten Hag in the second season. Then they lost to Crystal Palace last season.
Yeah.
So obviously, even though they are the team that's expected to win, I think they've also been in a position like exactly like last season where they were the favourites. They weren't able to make that dominance count, and then the other team hit them with a sucker punch, and then they lost the trophy. So I think Guardiola will be wary of that. Hopefully, he doesn't overthink it, and his players are able to deliver. But like we said, there's a lot of quality on the pitch.
So yeah, 2021. Daniel Amate was part of that squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he has a FA Cup title to boast of. I mean, he's part of 3 Ghanaians who have won it. Michael Essien, the most successful. Essien won 4 with Chelsea 2007, 2009, 2010, 2012. And then Montari has 1 FA Cup title with Portsmouth in 2008. And then Daniel Amate in 2021. I'm sure probably somebody has opened the stats to Semenyo to look at it and say, okay, yeah, I also want to extra name
you can be next
in history. But Edem, do you think that Semenyo has slightly gone quiet in the last couple of games he's played? I mean, he's playing okay, he's doing fine.
Yeah.
But I think the assists and the goals have dried up slightly. He's at the end of more of the pre-assist.
Well, I just really feel it's a team thing. Yeah, I don't think the goals have dried up. I mean, it's the kind of form he came into the team too with. He was scoring almost every week after he signed recently. Like after he signed for City. So I can understand why people feel like it's drying up a bit because the heat with which he started was a lot. Yeah, he started with crazy heat. But yeah, I just feel like I guess it's the business end of the season, and they are still. I don't think CC expected themselves to be fighting for
the position they are.
Yeah, because of the way they are CC.
Even to be having this conversation around them.
Yeah, we are like
playing the FA Cup
they are
final.
playing. They've won 1 trophy already. They are playing the FA Cup final. The league looks like it's lost, but I mean mathematically still not lost. There are still games in there. So I just feel like right now the team is more concerned about getting games over the line that will probably see them get trophies. So it's not really about one player's form. So I just feel like that's if he can be the person who can provide a pre-assist, it's better for the team, and I'm sure he's understanding that more. Because City, as much as City does have stars, it's very much a team that plays like together. They play for themselves. So I'm not sure he's looking at that too much. He's just trying to see how he can help the team to get the trophies over the line this season. Because if they can end at least with 2 trophies, I think Pep will regard the season as a huge success, because I'm not sure he saw his team in this position like come the end of the season with the way the season started for them.
Okay, send me your prediction 0539969996. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can send your predictions also there, and also send your thoughts. If you're not following the game, do not worry. We are here to run with you all the updates from minutes 1 to Malo Gusto.
No,
who is
That
that?
looks like João Pedro.
Yeah, because of the break, so I thought it was.
Don't do that. You are doing coach things.
So you can send me your predictions as well. 0539969996 05 0539969996 0539986996 on YouTube. If you're watching us also, leave your predictions with me and I'll read them. But there are some games also happening in Germany. Let me just do a quick update. So Borussia Mönchengladbach and taking on Hoffenheim is halftime. A large chunk of the games are at halftime now. Bayer Leverkusen playing Hamburg is goalless between the two sides. Madrid. Bayern Munich beating FC Cologne by 3-1. Frankfurt are losing to Stuttgart. Freiburg and RB Leipzig. It's also halftime in that game. Heidenheim are taking on Mainz. There is St. Pauli also taking on Wolfsburg. Halftime at that game. Union Berlin beating Augsburg by 2-0. Werder Bremen and Dortmund are also playing a goalless draw in that game. So not a lot of action today, because a large chunk of the European leagues will be ending later tomorrow. So tomorrow you have more of the games kicking off at the same time. Haaland, why is he not laying a low pass, a low cross?
He should be drilling that on the ground into the box. I'm surprised he played it high.
Well,
because it was very sloppy from
it was a good
regime.
Yeah, good steal.
But is James fit at all?
I'm sure he just wants to get much fitness towards the World Cup. Yeah, because he will go to the World Cup if he's fit.
Oh, is that Levi Cole?
Yeah,
that's Levi Cole.
Oh, but who is that?
Oh, I think that's Caicedo.
João Pedro.
João Pedro.
It's good to see Levi Cole on the pitch again. I mean, for a player to have suffered an AC, it was an AC, right?
Yeah, suffered an AC.
Charlie, I really want to.
Mr. Caicedo. He looks like he has a problem.
Yeah, I think the back of the layer. Let's see what that would be. But Commander, just now thoughts on Chelsea's handling of City so far.
You could see clearly they are just sitting back to work on counter-attacks and knowing very well that in this game they can't play toe-to-toe with City, because when they play toe-to-toe with City they are really going to struggle a lot. So they have to just sit back, play on a counter-attack and make sure they'll be able to do things. But unfortunately for Chelsea, the players that we are thinking they'll be able to play on a counter, the likes of João Pedro and what's the name, Cole Palmer, are not able to do what they have to do, especially João Pedro. João Pedro had a chance that you could see he could have just squared the ball to Enzo Fernandez, but he wasn't able to do so. The same thing applies to some of the Cole Palmer too, the same thing. So you could see clearly that Chelsea are not really getting what they have to do. The most important thing they are doing is that they are able to defend and sit back to defend very well, and that's what they have to do, because if they don't defend very well against City, the likes of Doku, Semenyo, Haaland are really going to disturb them. Bernardo Silva, the same thing. So they have to just sit back to defend and make sure all the counter-attacks that they have to do will be able to work. But so far, so good. The counter-attacks from Chelsea haven't been perfect from them. They have to just do their best to be able to do that.
All right. So that's Communist thoughts on the game happening as we speak. Chelsea taking on Manchester City in the FA Cup final. The referee for today is Darren England, very experienced referee who is officiating today's game. I'll put out his stats pretty soon when it comes to how he's performed when officiating games. But you can send me your thoughts 0539969996. Let me just run you through the numbers when it comes to the games so far in terms of possession and also the statistics around the game so far. For Chelsea, expected goals, they have 0.10. On a part of City, it's 0.37. Ball possession, 71% going to Chelsea. Nope, to Manchester City. 29 to Chelsea. Oh, and City have taken the lead, but it looks like it's an outside position.
I think that'll be a close call. Looking at it, I think that could be a close call. Because I think when Haaland played the ball, I think he looks. Did
the pass come from Semenyo?
Came from Semenyo going into I think Nunes.
Okay.
Offside.
Yeah,
he's offside.
So the pass to Semenyo.
No, the pass
to Nunes.
Yeah, offside.
Yeah, wasn't up. Yeah. So it's a good call. Yeah. It's a good call. But Kukurea will have a very tough time to deal with when Antoine.
Yeah.
Kukurea. He likes this kind of wingers. Yeah. No, I mean the wingers were very like.
Oh, okay.
adventurous and very unpredictable. He thrives on chaos. So I want to see how he functions against Antoine Semenyo today. Yeah, so the total shots, City do have 5. One, they have shots on target, 1 to City, and then 0 to Chelsea in the game there. It looks like so far City are the team that are looking to, or the team that will probably get a first goal. Kwache.
Yeah, I mean, but it's all pressure. And like you said, when you read out the XG stats, was about 0.1 to 0.3.
Yeah.
So as much as City have been dominant in the game, the difference in the chances of the quality of chances created hasn't necessarily been that different. I think that's what City will probably be disappointed with. I'm surprised not to. But Cherki is not starting the game, is he?
No, he's not.
And
he's not.
With Cherki, I sort of understand Guardiola because he's not tactically disciplined enough sometimes, and I think in a game like a final, where there are very fine margins, I understand
Cherki likes to play a lot.
He likes to do a lot. Like he goes to the back, and then he always he says his art,
teasing players and doing all sorts of things.
If in games when you're not winning, sometimes it looks a certain way, if that makes sense. Because when you're winning games, it looks like it looks like skill, it looks like flair, it looks like he has finesse. But then when you're losing, it looks like someone who's trying a bit too hard. And I get why he did not start the final, but I think that's also another thing that City lack in their midfield when they don't necessarily have Cherki. De Bruyne used to be able to do both. He can, but I think, and not even with De Bruyne, I think Pep was giving him a slightly more tactical freedom because De Bruyne was supposed to play in the midfield, but you see him on the wings a lot, trying to get crosses in from deep. And I don't know why I think he's extended the same liberties to Cherki, but I think Cherki is also taking. He's giving him an inch and he takes an extra inch every single time. So I think in a game like this, it probably makes sense why he didn't start with him. But I also think in a game like this, where you are obviously Chelsea he probably expected Chelsea to attack more. But now that we've settled into the game and we can see the passing of the game, he probably needs someone like Cherki who can come in and unlock something for the forward players like Semenyo and Haaland, and even someone like Doku who's in really good form.
Yeah,
I think Cherki is also able to drag players out wide, and that sometimes also creates space for him. So yeah. But so far so good for Man City, without the goal yet. But so far they are playing a good game and they just haven't been able to take advantage of the opportunities.
All right, 29 minutes played between Chelsea and also Manchester City in the FA Cup final. Send me your prediction 0539 986 996 0539 986 996. Who's going to win the game? If you want to add a goal scorer to it, fine. If you think he'll go to penalties, you can also say that and add it to your predictions as well. Gabi Ofe here with Governor Mafo and also Manuel Angelo Kwache. You're here to somewhere around 5 p.m. and we'll bring you all the updates from the game is happening. And Jamie, a large chunk of the games are also halftime. They'll resume pretty soon. We know Bayern are champions when it comes to that particular league. So for the rest of the games, just warming up to end the season. Nice. Guys, just quick thoughts on Bayern winning the league under Vincent Company. Come on.
A very good one for, especially, not a good one for Bayern, but I'm very happy for Vincent Company because of how he has been able to do things. He has not done badly at all for Bayern.
Yeah.
And especially you helping the club too. I remember when the appointment of Company was announced, a lot of people started behaving and even started talking about Company. Is it fit to really coach Bayern Munich? But he has not done badly at all. He has done so well. Able to be in the semi-finals of the Champions League, eliminated in the semi-finals, and also winning the Bundesliga. Some would say Bundesliga is one of the leagues that they are able to win easily. That's Bayern Munich, but able to do that is very, very good from them. And also they are in the DFB Pokal final, and that's very good from them. So I'm very sure if they are able to do this one, they are going to do very well. At least if they are able to do the double, winning the DFB Pokal and also winning the Bundesliga, is a very, very good achievement for Company and Bayern Munich itself. So I'm not surprised at all. It's only the other teams that need to really back up and do their best. The likes of Dortmund and Stuttgart, Hoffenheim, and especially Leipzig, they have to really improve because they are not doing so well for the league itself. It always has to be Bayern. That they don't make the league very competitive. just once a while when Leverkusen had to just win under Alonso. But this time around, we are not seeing the good competition from the other teams. So they should just do their best that next season we'll be able to get some good competition. Because when you look at the point difference between Bayern Munich and the second place team, that's Dortmund, it's like 14 points gap, and that's too much. So I'm sure next season they have to just sit down to know how best they'll be able to make the league very interesting.
Kwanzaa, snap thoughts on Bayern?
I mean, yeah, just like Kwabena said, I think it's very impressive from Company, because he was very much unrated when he came into the Bayern job. A lot of people were talking about how he had just relegated Burnley, and I think that the Bayern, even that's one of the problems they had even with Tuchel, because Tuchel is a winning coach, but somehow he wasn't able to get the team to connect and play well. And it looks like since Company has come in, he's been able to do that for them. I really like the signings that he made. I thought they had slightly overpaid. If you look like Harry Kane, I think they spent very near 100 million for Harry Kane. They spent a lot of money getting Diaz from Liverpool, 75 million. Semenyo with the with a wild strike right now.
No.
He had a good chance, but he didn't nearly score. So if you look at what Company has been able to achieve in 2 seasons, win the league back to back. Last season they weren't able to win the DFB Pokal. I think Stuttgart. Yeah, I think Stuttgart. I think it was Stuttgart that won that. But getting into the final this year, of the Champions League would probably have been what they would have wanted. Losing out to PSG was probably a disappointment, and I think maybe in the second game they weren't able to break PSG down, which surprised when you look at the first leg. If you look at the changes that tactically that Enrique made, and I think they were also unlucky with some of the officiating calls. But all in all, it's been a good season, and it looks like it has them motivated for next season. I'd very much like to see what they can do in the Champions League. But like you said, these are one of those leagues where unless the other teams are able to bring up some random competition, maybe when it's Klopp at Dortmund or when it was Xabi Alonso at Leverkusen, it's very difficult to win the league in style, if that makes sense. Unless maybe you go unbeaten, unless maybe you set a winning record. I think Guardiola set a winning record for Bayern in the league. I think 19 league games in a row. Even I think Bayern have also only lost 1 game this season. If they had managed to maybe go unbeaten this season, then maybe we'd be talking about them in different terms. But just because they are Bayern Munich and because they are who they are, winning the league will never be taken out of proportion. People are always going to think that this is what's due Bayern Munich, and that's where, like we keep saying, that's where the Champions League would have helped with that. That's where maybe if they're able to qualify for the Club World Cup in 2029, that's where maybe they can also start showing that dominance, not necessarily just in Germany but all around Europe. But all in all, it's been a good season for them, and I think it's a season that they can definitely build on. The only thing that would probably worry them is the age of maybe some of their star players. Luis Diaz is 29. He doesn't look like he's slowing down yet, but I think Harry Kane he's 34 going to 35. I don't know how long he can continue playing at the top level, and I don't know who they can bring in to replace him that will give them as much of a threat. So I think they have not like a limited time, but there's a period in which they have to try and achieve what they can do in Europe next season, and hopefully they can give a good go of it next season too.
Yeah, guys, I just saw some numbers regarding City's attacking threat. On the right, I think I saw 49%, and then on the left side I saw about 36. In the middle, I think 19 or so. Speaks about what Pep wants to do with Doku and then Semenyo, and also explains why Callum McFarlane has a back 5 when Chelsea are without the ball. And it's clear because City's attacking threats have all come from especially Doku's part, and then Semenyo, also using that side. But how long can Chelsea continue to hold on to those 2 players?
That's the thing, because if you just have to defend always, sometimes just one mistake would just create a goal for Manchester City. But one thing they have to also know is that when the game is getting to the 60th minute, maybe 50th minute or 60th minute, 70th minute, and the game is still 0-0, it piles a lot of pressure on the team that's piling a lot of pressure on the opponent. So that is Manchester City. That's when City will be panicking and be like, hey, 60 minutes, 70 minutes, it's still 0-0. We need to get a goal as soon as possible. And that's when maybe if they have to do any mistake, Chelsea might just pounce on them and have to play on a counter and just get a goal. So what they have to do is that they just need to be calm. And for Chelsea defenders, what they are doing now, they have to still do it. But can they do it all the 90 minutes? That's one of the most difficult things they have to do, because making sure Doku, Semenyo doesn't get most of the ball or able to defend them very well for a full 90 minutes is a lot of weight, because after the 90 minutes, there's another 30 minutes of extra time if it's to be 0-0. So you are going to defend for the next 120 minutes against Doku and Semenyo, and that's very, very difficult. And especially if Ryan Sheki is to come in the game later in the game, he's going to really worry a lot. So let's see how it goes.
Okay. Kwanshi, you have anything to say on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think you noticed in Pep's transition from wingers. So initially, what he had finishers, and that's when he probably had Sane and Sterling.
Yeah.
They were just a better winger. And now that he's going with, you can see the type of wingers that he's going for with Savinho when he's in good form, or with Savinho, Doku, and Semenyo. These are players who are not afraid to take on players one-on-one. And Salah in the middle, we know Haaland doesn't get as many touches. That's not necessarily going to be his game, but he's also active and looking for looking for different threats. And you even see that with the goal that was disallowed for Matheus Nunes. Somehow he was just in the right position at the right time to tap it home.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the pass to him before was offside, so the goal couldn't count. But I think he's always alive and open to the threat. So now it's just about the wingers being able to beat their man and and get to the byline and try and see if they can find him, or even themselves, like you've seen with Doku in the last couple of weeks. Like he's been able to take some really good shots from really good angles, and he's been able to find the net. And I think that's the one thing that's always been missing from Doku's game, because no one is going to say that Doku is not a talented footballer. He's an incredibly gifted, creative player when he wants to be, and he being able to beat the man, being able to beat your man should more often than not lead somewhere. And I think for some of the best players in the world, if you look at even someone like Vinicius, I think that's what also took his game to the next level, when he was able to get end product at the end of all the skills and everything. And I think that's something that, if Doku is able to add to his game, he can definitely become one of the best players in the Premier League, if not the world. And at the end of the season, in the crucial parts of the season, it looks like he's coming to good form for them.
Okay. Well, speaking of Doku and City, for City starting the FA Cup, they are making their 15th appearance in the final. They've won 7, runners-up 7 times. Their last win was, or their last success was in 2023 against United. They beat United by 2-1. But from 1904, they beat Bolton Wanderers 1-0. 1934, they beat Portsmouth by 2-1. 1956, they beat Birmingham City by 3-1. 69, they beat Leicester by 1-0. 2011, they beat Stoke in the finals by 1-0. And then the 2019 final, I remember this final against Watford. Guys, do you guys remember? 6-0.
Yeah.
I don't even know how Watford reached the finals in that stage, but yeah. 2023, they beat United by 2 goals to 1. Yes, 2-1. They beat United by 2-1. So City are chasing their 8th FA Cup title. If they manage to get it against Chelsea, they are tied with Chelsea. Chelsea also have 8 titles to their name in that when it comes to the FA Cup competition. They've been actually dominant under Pep, because a large chunk of their success have come under Pep. In the FA Cup. You want to say something?
I mean, yeah, but it's not been as successful as the League Cup for them.
Yeah.
And if I can point
the League Cup, they've dominated it.
The League Cup, they've dominated it for, but the FA Cups, they've somehow struggled to. I don't know if because of the timing of it at the end of the season, sometimes they're exhausted. But I think beyond when they won the domestic treble and they won the treble, there haven't been that many other seasons where they've won the FA Cup. And if you look at Man City in the FA Cup final, they are not prone to. I think that they are prone to an upset, because if you look at the loss to United, obviously on paper it looks like they lost to their City rivals, but at that time Erik ten Hag wasn't fancied very much to win that final. If you go back to again Crystal Palace last season, and even 2013 when they lost to Wigan Athletic, when the season that Wigan were relegated, they still managed to beat Man City in the FA Cup final. So I think a lot of teams that can come up against City can take solace in the fact that as good as they are, it's a final, and you need to, as dominant as you are in the game, like you keep saying, you need to make sure that dominance counts for something, and you need to at least put 1 or 2 goals to take the game out of sight and to calm off the nerves and just make it an easy game for yourself.
Well, 053996996053 9986 41 minutes played. Chelsea taking on City in the FA Cup final at Wembley. Goalless in that game. Thomas Tuchel watching on, picking and paying attention closely to his players that he'll name for the World Cup.
By this time, he knows the players he will name.
But he still has to watch them.
I think
Really. But in some departments he knows. In some departments, I don't think
and anything
he
can
does.
happen. Anything, whether you are in his plans, I mean, you can go down to an injury.
I mean,
So it's important he watches.
because if you look at
And those people putting out those fake England,
No.
they should stop misleading people. Because somebody actually did
Mason
this.
Greenwood and things.
Oh, someone did a story on it.
people were carrying it.
Yeah, people did stories around now. Like,
When it happens,
how are you falling for this safe?
when it happens, just go to their website. If
When the
it's not
BBC
there,
has not reported
Oh.
it, the England national team official handle
the FA
has not tweeted. The
the
FA,
FA
hasn't
website or
When
their
I
handle has
when I
not
saw the
been
list and I
tweeted.
saw Mason Greenwood, Mason Mount,
Then you
and
know
I
that
started
it's
laughing.
fake. It's fake.
Alright.
You know that it's fake. But
Actually.
But yeah, I mean, Thomas Tuchel will definitely be in the stadium to watch a few guys. I
Yeah.
mean, if you look at the list, definitely he would be having a look at a guy like Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Phil Foden is on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would definitely be something that he will be looking out for to see how he reacts or how he performs once he gets off the bench.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure he will play a part in this final. Looking at how well he performed in their previous game against Crystal Palace, setting up Antoine Semenyo for that goal he scored recently. And so yeah, I'm definitely sure Phil Foden will get some action. And it will be important because Thomas Tuchel needs to have a good look at him, because from the way I see it, I don't see that he will make the cut for the England national team, particularly in that number 10 role. But for Cole Palmer,
You mean Foden?
I don't
Okay.
I don't see him making it. For Cole Palmer, I'm definitely sure he will make it, but you never know with Thomas Tuchel because he has some crazy ideas of his own. And so looking at how
But if
he
you
struggled with injuries,
Yeah.
and his form has been on and off a little bit inconsistent. Yeah, you would want to perform well in a big game like this, just to give him that bit of confidence about selecting you, or to take away any bit of doubt about selecting you if you are Cole Palmer. And so yeah, I understand perfectly why Thomas Tuchel will be present to watch such a game, because at the end of the day, there are two guys out there who are vying for practically the most competitive position in the team, in an England national team. And so it will be very important to see in person how they perform in such a big game.
I just wanted to ask that if you've paid attention to what Tuchel does with, I mean, managing clubs and all of that, at least you should have a fair idea of.
Oh, but he's already said it. The March collapse for the international games, the FIFA window during the international. He said that there will be like a big shock in there once it comes to the World Cup.
The press too won't like it.
Yeah,
he said it. He doesn't care.
He said, and on top of that, you heard or read the explanation that he gave for dropping Trent Alexander-Arnold and picking guys like Jed Spence and Co. He said he wanted a different profile for that particular position. That's how he operates. And so when you look at all these factors, you cannot rule out the very high possibility of a guy like Cole Palmer missing out on the World Cup. I don't think he will miss out. But a guy like Bellingham, for instance, missing out on the World Cup because his style of play, when it comes to that position, it's there are other options who also do same, and at this point are in better form than Jude Bellingham.
Okay.
And case in point, Morgan Rogers.
Yeah. Of Aston Villa.
Morgan Rogers is there. So if you and they have this pretty much the same style.
Yeah.
they attack very vertically, and they like to exploit open spaces.
Yeah, proper box to box.
Exactly. So
strength,
it's those guys.
technique.
So if you are Jude Bellingham, yeah, it might. For me, if you get dropped, I wouldn't be surprised. But if Kopama gets dropped, I'll be surprised because though he has largely struggled this season, his style or his profile is far different from the others who are battling for that position. So in that sense, you need someone who offers something different in order to strike a balance. And that's why I honestly see him having an edge over Jude Bellingham in that respect. But other than that, yeah,
I want to take your thought on Semenyo. I mean, he can join a list of Ghanaian players to have won the FA Cup. Asian, of course, the most decorated with 4 FA Cup titles to his name. Suleiman Tayin, the one Portsmouth. Daniel Amate. People are forgetting that Daniel Amate is a FA Cup champion. I don't know why you want to give
I think Jeffrey Schlupp.
Crystal Palace and I think
Leicester. He won it with Leicester. The time Crystal Palace won, he was with Celtic.
Yeah. So what? 4 players, 4 Ghanaian players. He could add to that list 5. How important is this trophy for him?
Yeah, it is important, because
especially moving from Bournemouth to City midway. Yeah,
because he's already won his first major trophy in his career when they won the Carabao Cup, and that was after he moved to Manchester City.
Yeah.
And looking at the way things are going, it's very possible they'll miss out on the league title. So that will be a big miss. But if they can have a situation where they win the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, that will be, on a personal level, that will be good for Semenyo, because you won trophies, major trophies for the first time in your career. You managed to secure a move to a top club like Man City. You played in the Champions League for the first time in your career, and you've been nominated for the Player of the Season award. You scored 16 goals in the league, and on top of that, you get to win a couple of trophies. Yeah, on a personal level, it will be great.
Yeah,
it will be great. I know on a team level, Man City would definitely love to win a domestic treble. That is, win the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and the league title. But yeah, it's looking quite dodgy for them to be able to do that, looking at the way Arsenal are playing and handling their business. But for Semenyo, it will be great, irrespective how the league season ends. It will be a great season for him either way. If they manage to get the FA Cup, that would be super good for him, because winning a title or major trophies is good for your career, no matter where you play. And on top of that, he getting all those individual accolades and recognitions. I would say it will make his campaign a very good one, and put him in unlike other Black Stars players, it will put him in a good space heading to the World Cup. And that is very important. And I'm so glad that you mentioned the Sule Muntari bit. At the time he and the other Black Stars players were moving to the World Cup in 2010, they were doing well from an individual perspective. And from a team's perspective, the teams that they played for did well heading into that tournament. And so there was that momentum, because it takes a lot away from a player if he or she is doing well, but the team's performance is very low. And they don't go pretty much anywhere or get much in terms of results or trophies. At the end of the day, Ghana's best performance at the World Cup was in 2010. You check the list of the players and how their teams performed heading into that World Cup, and you could see a common theme running through. They were coming from winning situations. They were coming from good situations. And so once they got to the World Cup, they just brought that momentum along. And look at where it got us. Kevin Prince-Boateng that season, he played in the FA Cup final with Portsmouth. Sule Muntari had won the treble with Inter Milan. All of these guys, they had done well. Stade Rennes, Asamoah had played at Stade Rennes and Co. John Mason, I think it was with Olympique Lyon, Stade Rennes. All of them, they were doing well. And their teams were also doing quite well. And they brought it along to the Black Stars. But you look at now the situation that we have, it's the opposite. It's the opposite. Kwesi Sigbo's team has been relegated. The DIU's team has been relegated. Dennis Odoy, Kamal Sowa, they are all in the same Nagbreda team.
AJ Oxlade escaped relegation too. So.
Their team got relegated. AJ Oxlade very close to relegation. They almost got relegated.
And the other guy, Marvin Senaya.
Yeah, Marvin Senaya, Gideon Mensah, and Elisha Owusu. They almost got relegated. So, Wolfsburg, Jonas Ajeti, it's very likely they'll get relegated. If they don't win today, they'll get relegated. So you look around, it's not good.
Well, they are leading 2-1 against Empoli. Second goal under WATCHALONG.
Cool. If they don't win, they'll get relegated
I think
today.
we should watch that game. Is Jonas Ajete playing?
No, he's on the bench.
Okay.
If they don't win that game, his team will get relegated. Okay. And so you are going into a World Cup and your players are coming from teams that have been relegated, fighting relegation. It's not cool.
Yeah, and even, don't you think that would motivate the players individually to do well at the World Cup? So, okay, my team is relegated. Yeah, there's that push for me also to leave my team. That the World Cup is the platform for me to play well. For other teams, other suitors to see me and come take me.
That one will be under 17 and under 20.
No, but you can use the World Cup to audition yourself
under
too.
17 under 20.
Guys, that
no, I disagree.
How do you disagree?
You see, that thing.
No, but we've seen the World Cup do you see, elevate.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. But and people will point to Kevin Prince Boateng, forgetting that Kevin Prince Boateng did well at Portsmouth, and has secured a move to Genoa. He was going to Genoa before the World Cup. Then he did well at the World Cup. And they added 2 and 2 together because he had done well in the previous season. So they were like, oh, this is a good player. But once he went on that international platform and showed that, oh, okay, I can also compete at the top level, that's when it pushed him over the line and got AC Milan to go and sign him. So there must be a proper foundation laid.
Okay.
You must be having some kind of a winning momentum from an individual perspective and your team perspective too.
Okay.
It matters.
Well,
but you look at who? AJ Oxlade, they escaped relegation. And so Gideon Mensah and Marvin Senaya and Co. They come to the World Cup.
Yeah, and they perform.
And that'll give them
they get a team like if Monaco or something.
If they play well at the World Cup, it won't push top teams to come for them. Because just like a lot of coaches have won the games, don't sign players off tournament. Of tournament performances,
because most of them think it's a fluke. I mean,
exactly. They will go back. They will revert to your club football campaign. That's the main thing that they will look at. The tournament football performance is just a top up.
Yeah,
it's just a top up. So true. If your club football campaign or production is not substantial or solid, doing well at the tournament, it won't push you down that much. It won't push you down much.
Because
so they need to.
An example is just Chelsea's player Enzo Fernandez. You see, in the World Cup he played so well. So before going to the World Cup, he was playing for Benfica. And when Chelsea wanted him in January, Chelsea had to just look at his World Cup performance and his performance. Yes, and that was why Chelsea went for him.
And on top of that, he had already been performing well at River Plate.
Yes,
in Argentina.
So there's a proper track record.
Exactly.
Okay. Don't worry, our players will do well at the World Cup. And they'll get better teams. Oh, Daniels is checking the goals to you. Charlie, Jonas Ajete is not on the bench.
He's not even on the bench.
It's worrying, Charlie, because he would be part of the back three for Carlos Queiroz. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's a different manager, so maybe he's also coming with a different plan. There's no guarantee that he's... Unless you are saying he's one of the 3 best defenders in Ghana.
At this point, well, I think he will.
But who are you going to call?
Yeah, because...
Well, I mean, he'll definitely be called up. It's whether... First, you don't know whether Queiroz is certainly going to use a back 3. I don't know if that's...
He's done it before. I mean, he's a manager who is open to that, so...
Yeah, but if he wants to get the best out of this Black Stars team, I don't think he will necessarily immediately opt for a back 3.
Okay. Let's see.
So 4-3-3 now.
Let's see what. Well, let me take some messages on that YouTube. Sweet Kwame says relegation Black Stars players. Semenyo can't take on his
Oh,
opponent.
Jordan's team has also been relegated.
You mentioned Kwesi Sibo.
Yeah, I mentioned
He
Kwesi
mentioned-
Sibo. Yeah, I forgot Jordan's team. Jordan Ayu's team has been relegated
I think that's a worse relegation because they were relegated from the
Championship to
to
League
League
One.
One.
So
If it's
I even
about-
forgot about that. That's even worse. Like you said, yeah. So it's not Charlie. It's not good.
He says Semenyo can't take on his opponent at club, and
That's not his treat.
you think he will do anything at the World Cup? Okay.
That's not his treat. You see, we talked last week. We talked about misprofiling of players with Zegzi and Co.
Yeah.
And we spoke that his style of play is best suited for the Italian Serie A, where they still use or quite a number of teams still use two strikers at the top. In England, practically all the teams don't use two strikers at the top.
Yeah, he's right.
So especially at Man United.
Yeah.
So it will be very difficult for him to fit.
Yeah.
Antoine Semenyo is not your
But when was the last
dribbler.
time you saw Semenyo beating
your
one man?
one on one.
Hit the ball,
pass
slightly
the
ahead
ball.
of him,
His
right?
is, I give you the ball, touch and go. I give you the ball, I run into
into
space,
space,
give
he's
the ball to
attacking
me,
it.
and I do justice
This
with the
probably
ball.
if you are saying because of what you seen him do at Pep, it's just probably Pep tweaking his game style a bit. But I don't think Semenyo is like your best dribbler.
No,
he's got a pace.
He's just okay.
He's got a power to go past players.
Yeah.
And
This is touch and go quick. I give you the pass, you lay it on for me, I run onto it, then I create a chance out of it, or I score a goal. That's his style.
Okay. 053996 Let's take a very quick break. When we come back, we'll talk some more football and bring you some more updates regarding the City Chelsea Game Africa final. It's halftime, 97.3, the Republic of Football. Stay with us. We're back after this. 107.3 WFA here. 0539986 0539986 That's the WhatsApp text line. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can also leave your thoughts with us. We're also live on TV, Channel 1 TV. Well, we're talking up some FA Cup action. Chelsea taking on Manchester City at Wembley. Goalless second half started. 47 minutes into that game. It's still goalless between the two sides. I'm going Yao, Jamie Inter here with me. Kobna Mafo and also Manuel Angelo Kwache in studio with me to do the discussion. There's some action also in the German Bundesliga. A lot of the games playing across the same times. Let me just do a quick update there. Wolfsburg have added a third goal. They are taking on St. Pauli, so it looks like they'll be safe. Don't know. They are still in the red zone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll have to play the relegation playoffs.
Let me check the table.
No, so now they'll be 16th.
They are 16th on the table.
Yeah, so they'll play the playoffs. Yeah.
29 points.
Then St. Pauli 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
26 points. And the game has even ended though. So. Oh no, it's not ended. There's some few minutes to end.
Yeah.
For some of the other results in the German league, there is let me see the other results over there to give you what's happening in the German league. Borussia Mönchengladbach 3. They're taking on Hoffenheim in that game. Hoffenheim have seen a red card, so 3-0 in favor of Mönchengladbach. Bayer Leverkusen and Hamburger SV are playing a 1-0 draw. Bayern Munich 4, FC Cologne 1, Frankfurt 0, Stuttgart 0, Freiburg 4, RB Leipzig 1, Heidenheim 0, Mainz 2, Wolfsburg 3, St. Pauli 1, Union Berlin beating Osberg by 3 goals to 0. Is it the same Union Berlin that has the woman as their coach?
Yeah,
I think she won last week.
Yeah.
She's winning again. Dortmund are also beating Werder Bremen by 1 goal to 0. So for today, it's just England and Germany that are quite busy when it comes to the leagues. The rest of the leagues will be having a lot of the games tomorrow. So the Italian Serie A, the Spanish La Liga, and the Prem, the English Premier League, and some other games in the 0539986 996 guys, let's come back to the FA Cup action. Do you think this game will travel into extra time, Kwache? Depending on the way the two teams are playing.
Yeah, I mean, depends. Yeah, I think it depends on if there's any urgency that comes in the final the final minutes of the game. Looking at Pep, I think the introduction of Cherki at halftime is a smart move. Because like you said, they've been able to maintain a lot of possession, but they haven't been able to necessarily break down Chelsea. And I think even in the opening moments with the chance that was created for Semenyo, you could see his impact on the game. Whether or not he can be the one who's able to unlock the Chelsea defense, we're yet to see. But as it stands now, you probably think there's 1 goal in it. You probably back Man City, but Chelsea themselves, like you said, they have their record in finals, and so far they look like they've been able to at least contain what City have been able to do.
Okay. Kobna.
As Angelo said, very good substitution from Manchester City from Pep, because Omar Mamouche in the first half wasn't really himself, and very good for him bringing on Ryan Cherki, very good one. And he's one player that is unpredictable, and how he's able to move the ball and how he's able to control the ball is one key thing for Ryan Cherki, and it's very, very good. And I'm sure him coming in the second half is really going to help the team. But you ask yourself, would they be able to do some special things? They are doing one good thing in the second half.
Playing with the ball.
Yeah, one good thing they are doing in the second half. They are able to attack. They are piling pressure on Chelsea. They are not making Chelsea able to work from the back or play from the back, because even in the first half, that was what they were doing. So he had to get to a point. Sanchez was just playing a long balls, but he wasn't able to get any Chelsea player. The likes of João Pedro, Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez weren't able to get a ball, which even one of the instances, Enzo was complaining about Sanchez playing very long balls, which he could have played the short passes, but they are struggling because City are not allowing them to get the spaces to do that.
Yeah.
And that's very good from City. So they have to keep doing that, power a lot of pressure on Chelsea, because if they do that, at least they can get the goal that they want to get.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, once you have Ryan Cherki in there, it gives you that bit of a difference maker, in the sense that there are some players who can create something out of nothing, and he's one of those players. That's why he is a special talent.
Yeah.
And he is getting a lot of rave reviews because he's come at a time where players like him are of a dying breed, more or less. Because these days you have a lot of people, fans, pundits, former footballers complain that the game has become a bit too robotic. You have track runners rather than pure footballers, and from a purist standpoint, you do not have proper ballers.
Was Hazard like the last player in?
Oh no! Now they have proper ballers.
But Hazard was also in that mode, right?
Yeah, he was in that mode. Yeah, and that's why he's so great, because he was a baller and he was also productive.
Yeah.
It's quite difficult to be a baller and be productive at the same time. Cherki, sometimes he's not productive.
Oh, okay.
Cherki, sometimes he's not productive.
It feels like he jokes, he plays with.
And last
doesn't read
their last
The
game.
game before the Crystal Palace game.
Their last game. That was the report that came out, that he was on the pitch, but before the Crystal Palace game.
Before the Crystal Palace. One of the games we're doing during the last Republic of Football.
Give him a pass in the final third, and
he was joking around too much with the ball. I wouldn't say joke, but he was playing too much with the ball, because that's how he is. Yeah, but sometimes, like you said, read the room. Like, keep it simple and keep it going as smooth as possible and quickly as possible, so that he can be able to create something. And then he got substituted and Phil Foden got introduced into the game.
Yeah.
And boom, he went straight. He went direct, and Man City managed to get a goal out of it, and they won the game. So it's very difficult to be able to balance both. But at the end of the day, you need such players to be able to do those magical moves to be able to win games, because there are a lot of games where you'll be matched up against either teams playing the low block who have a lot of numbers behind the ball, or you have a situation where you are playing against a quality side like Chelsea, if you are Man City. So either way, you need those kind of players in your team.
Yeah.
And that's why it is quite refreshing that a player of his ilk is now playing good football and is earning rave reviews, because like I said, players like him are more or less a dying breed, because these days you have more Rogan Rogerses than Ryan Cherkis. Yeah, that's how football is. And so
a joy to watch playmaker.
Yeah, so for me, if you are pure, I'm a purist. I like football in its purest form. I always want to have a guy like Ryan Cherki. Sorry, what you were saying?
No, I think that's really good. I just thought that Rodgers was slightly unfair. I thought Mason Mount would fit the mold.
Okay, yeah, Mason Mount, yeah. But they're all of the same type. I mean,
Mason Mount, Conor Gallagher,
yeah, Declan Rice,
like they don't give you
well, at least, I mean, for Declan Rice, for his position,
and it's not like we are denigrating them.
No,
it's not like we are looking down on them. But you see,
for Declan Rice's position, if the way he plays, that's how he's supposed to play.
Yeah.
An 8. But if you are a 10 and you don't get flair, Charlie, some way.
My friend will tell you, Style,
Keche, so Keche for flow. I mean, that's why I mentioned Morgan Rogers, because he's not that kind of guy. Like Cherki and Rogers are very different.
Yeah.
Cole Palmer and Rogers very different.
Oh, I think the Rogers one gets slightly unfair. I think Rogers. I mean, just to defend him, I'm not defending the whole type. I think Rogers in particular. I think he has flair. I don't
think he. Well, even if he has it, I don't think he's
able to show it. He's been able to show it much.
Show it that much.
So what do you see? What do you see when you see Rogers? Tactical discipline.
I think he's more focused on like, okay, so let's get a business done than doing the.
I mean, he plays under Unai Emery, so maybe that's also and Thomas Tuchel.
And that's a very good one you've pointed out, and that could also come from the instructions the coach will give.
And that's what I was about to.
I remember something about Antonio Conte. Mm-hmm. He said something about Eden Hazard.
Yeah.
Now, at a point, he felt Hazard was taking the way his game style to a different direction because, like he said, Hazard is also that kind of a player, a joy to watch player, playmaker, who wants to do things. At least in moments when the team is. You think that the team has to go in a certain momentum. You just take the ball and calm things down. Conte was not a happy man always, though. But at a point, he enjoyed him. So I think it depends on also what the manager tells the players.
Yeah, and I think the point Yao made is a really good point about how these are players who are dying out. And I think if you look at someone like there's now I think a limit on how good you have to be before you are given that freedom. We saw that with De Bruyne and we saw that with
you have to be exceptionally good.
You have to be exceptionally good to be given that freedom, and that's where it's not like Sheki is exceptionally good.
So like the manager is bending his rules of football philosophy.
Yeah, so the Mbappe's and all these other players, that it almost seems like the team has to be built in a certain way, slightly lopsided by they don't press or they don't defend as much, but it has to be but the team is set up in a way that it doesn't necessarily show their flaws. Mm-hmm. And that's why I think that there are not enough players now who are not necessarily, because Sheki is a top level player, but he is not, he's not a generational talent.
Enzo.
Mesut Ozil.
I think
he's one of those guys. He's one of those guys. That's why it was so disappointing that Arsenal couldn't build around him. Mm-hmm. I don't know why.
Yeah,
you have to build around those guys because they are luxury players.
Yeah.
You don't expect Mesut Ozil to be falling back and tracking back and tackling.
But
and
you don't get
that's the thing about
you don't get a strength of
fair, but then why does it have to
one
be
matter?
Why do they have to be luxury players? Exactly. If you look like someone like Mata, no, and I don't mean it for me, but I'm saying that John, like someone like Grealish was not yet at that level. So when he came in, rather than Pep adjusting his team to suit Grealish, he decided that no, I'd rather conform you so that you fit within my system. You are this piece that's slightly different. Who does this for me? And you could clearly see Grealish was struggling with that. But then you see different players come to City, and then Pep gives them like slightly more freedom to be themselves, and not necessarily he would rather compensate for them. Because we've spoken about how Sheki should probably be playing in midfield, but Pep adjusts the team in a certain way where Sheki plays as one of the wingers, but he actually operates within midfield, but he doesn't necessarily have to do the defensive responsibilities of a midfielder. And it's just little things like that for the players, where it's just there are not enough players who have who are either given the confidence by their manager or by themselves are willing to do something that's different from what they are tactically expected to do. And that's where I don't think football is going to change, but that's where someone like Ryan Sheki, how do you call it, becomes looks exceptional. That's how someone like Cole Palmer, when you see him in the ball, someone who's always trying to do something. That's where it's also shifted, because I think Mourinho also had a system where rather than telling the players what to do when they get into the final third, he would trust his players to give the balls to the best players at the final third of the pitch and then watch them go and win the game.
Yeah.
And that's where I think that's how some of these players are now. You see it with Chelsea and Cole Palmer, and you see it with I'd say Liverpool and Adkoli and Viet, but it's not as profound because they still have to manage when Salah is on the pitch. But there are certain players who are being given the luxury to do more on the pitch, while the other players on the pitch who could probably also do more. But because they have been given different tactical instructions, because they themselves do not want to step outside of what is expected of them, they rather just play the safe football and play the sideways pass and expect certain one or two players to be the ones who win with magic. And the thing with Pep now is he wins with the system. It's been a while since Pep had won with individual talent. I'd probably say that goes back all the way to maybe when he initially had Messi and he didn't necessarily have a proper front line. Yeah. But since then, I say that Pep has been winning his leagues by the system and not necessarily. Obviously, their players are good within the system, but it's also one of the reasons why sometimes you struggle to determine like who's been the best player for City this season. Like this is a title contending City, but if you had to ask who's been their best player this season, you'd probably have to go for Haaland because of the number of goals, and you probably even say Semenyo, but he came in halfway through the season. But if this is a team that's competing for a domestic treble, they should have had some standout players who have caught the eye in certain competitions, and I don't think that's even necessarily been the case. And I think that just goes to show how modern football doesn't necessarily have to rely on individual talent. It just needs very good people who are players who are very good tactically to fit within the system and bring the best out of that system, rather than accommodating the best players in your system.
Okay,
but like I always say, if your talent is that high, my level of tolerance is for you is that high. So you have to make it work.
You break for the player.
Yeah, you have to make it work. If you have a talented player, you have to make it work. That's why Real Madrid, they are going through all the chaos they are going through, because they have Kylian Mbappe in there, and the other players do not want to fall in line and do what is expected of them to make sure that Mbappe looks good or plays well. It's that simple.
But why should they?
They should.
Like, this isn't Messi at the 2022 World Cup where everyone is like. No. There are very few players who.
Mbappe is one of them. The rest, they are not part of that group. And that's the thing that they are failing to understand. Mbappe is that kind of player. He is there. He is part of that group. The rest are not part of that group. I remember we had this conversation about 2 years ago when Mbappe was on the verge of moving to Real Madrid, and coach was here and he was having a back and forth with me that, oh, it's Vinicius' team. There's no way Mbappe will come and will turn over to Mbappe's team. Right now, we can always clearly see that it is Mbappe's team. Yeah. Florentino Perez is backing Mbappe. We can clearly see that it is Mbappe's team. And I ran out. I said it that Mbappe is the poster boy, one of the biggest poster boys in world football. If not the biggest. If you take Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi out, who is the biggest poster boy in world football?
I think now is he.
It's Mbappe.
Yeah.
If you have him, no one should challenge him. And that's what, unfortunately, Jude Bellingham and Vinicius Jr. are failing to understand.
I think when you play for Real Madrid, you can't.
Other than that, you have to go. And that's why they are having all the troubles they are having.
Yeah.
You can't have those guys in there. One has to go. And it clearly cannot be Mbappe.
Yeah, two kings in one.
It cannot be Mbappe. No, think about it. And Pachi made the point about Messi. Back in the day, when Messi was in his prime form, scoring 91 goals, he didn't win anything with Argentina. Now that Messi has moved years out of his prime, he is winning titles with Argentina. He's won 2 Copa Americas and 1 FIFA World Cup title.
Yeah.
It's simply because back in the day, you had the likes of Higuain and Co who were doing their own thing. It's not like they are terrible players who
Gonzalo,
but they felt that you are Messi. Okay, I'm also the top goal scorer in Serie A.
Gonzalo, Lavezzi, and
I am scoring goals playing alongside Cristiano Ronaldo and Benzema. So why should I bow to you? They failed to understand it and grasp that concept. And guess what? They couldn't win. Now you go to 2022, 2023. You have a situation in 2019 when they won the Copa America.
Yeah.
No, 2021 actually. You have a situation where the players playing for the national team more or less all fall in line behind Messi. And they'll do everything for Messi. Messi is not running around tackling and tracking back and whatnot. He's just walking around and scanning. The ball gets to him, he gets the work done.
Yeah.
But once he's not tracking back, someone has to do quote unquote the dirty job, the donkey job. And you have a lot of players who are more than willing to do that donkey job just to get Messi the ball for him to do what he does best.
Okay.
Now, Real Madrid, they have to find a situation and find their awareness that Kylian Mbappe is that guy. He's in that Messi mode. So he's not tracking back. That one, he at 27 years, 26 years old, he's now come to track back. He wasn't even doing that when he was 23. And you want him to start doing that when he's 26, 27 years old. It's not happening. So the earlier they recognize this, the better for them and for the team. They have to work for him and inadvertently or indirectly the team.
Yeah. Because
he is the team. You build around him. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think that's
and I was so disappointed Ozil, Arsenal couldn't build around him because he was such a marvelous player.
Yeah.
And the way his career ended, it wasn't cool, particularly at Arsenal. Okay. I think he deserved way, way, way better.
Pancho, you want to say something?
I think that's a really good point. I think the difference is just playing with your contemporaries and playing with people who adore you. There's disrespect versus adoration. Messi is now at a point now where everyone who's under him, he's officially like he's a captain now. Everyone there knows he's Messi. and I think they adore him, they look up to him, and they're desperately willing to work for him. Mbappe is going to struggle with that because, like you were saying with with Higuain and all these other players, saying that I think I'm also a big player. You play
have they won the World Cup?
You play for Real Madrid.
Jude Bellingham, have you won the World Cup?
Madrid.
No,
but Mbappe
has not won the World Cup.
Fair.
Has not won the World Cup.
Champions League. Mbappe
scored a hat-trick in the final of the World Cup.
Mbappe hasn't won the Champions League. They've won multiple Champions League.
You see,
but Vinicius has scored the winning goal in 2 Champions League finals.
But it doesn't top a World Cup, scoring a hat-trick in the World Cup.
I'm saying that, but
it doesn't.
It doesn't, obviously not. But his ego is also going to be inflated, and he has a sense of
but it needs to be checked. Because at the end of the day, whenever you have a group of people gathered, there is always a poster boy. There is always a poster child. There is always a poster girl in there. If you are not the poster child, fall in line.
And I think Mourinho, when he comes, and I think rather than getting others to fall in line, I think his biggest struggle will be getting Mbappe to fall in line, because it has to at least start from there. To get the respect of the other players, he needs to show that Mbappe himself can be checked.
Exactly,
and it's just very. And I still don't think other players playing for Real Madrid, playing for the biggest club in the world, will come and say, "Oh, this guy's the best player." I mean, I'm just here to pass the ball to him and let him do what he wants to do. I think they also think that individually, I can also win the game for the team. And he's also had the same struggle when he was at PSG with Neymar and Messi. Having so many players who are not willing to track back and expecting that everyone else on the team just falls in line. And we saw how they also struggled with that. I don't think it was necessarily down to Pochettino. I think it's just also a team that's also followed Mbappe throughout his club career. And that's why, other than some league titles with PSG, in all fairness, he hasn't been successful at club level. He hasn't won a Champions League. He hasn't even been able to win a league title since he moved to La Liga. And I think that while he's still living off the legacy of being an 18-year-old who won the World Cup, it's fair. But I think at some point too, if you don't check him, you run the risk of the other players also not deciding to not fall in line and also becoming subordinate.
And that's why I wouldn't be surprised if Mourinho gets indeed appointed. They'll bring in a big striker just so that Mbappe can play off him the way he wants it, to accommodate him and make him happy.
Yeah.
And in that sense, that means you have to alter the system. And you have 4 midfielders. And if you have 4 midfielders, you don't necessarily have to be worried too much about tracking back and hounding your opponent.
Yeah, so
because you have enough
doing the job.
Yes, because you have enough numbers in midfield and at the back.
Yeah.
And in that sense, you don't necessarily have to get Mbappe to buy into that whole track back and do the defensive work. You can get him to do what he does best without hurting his game and without also hurting the morale or the chemistry in the dressing room. So you can balance it out as long as you get the right move by making the right selection of a player. You can be able to get it right. And that's why I honestly believe Vinicius Junior has to go. But for the Man City bit that we were talking about, the best player for Man City this season, for me, it's not even Erling Haaland.
Goes to who?
For me, to go to either Nico O'Reilly or Donnarumma.
Nico O'Reilly?
Yes.
Or
I think.
Well, yeah.
We get so infatuated about the goals. And even Haaland
I think their work has really gone under the radar, especially Donnarumma.
Yes.
He's made some very crucial saves for City this season.
Without him, they are not second and contending for the title. 2 points away from Arsenal. Without him and his saves, they are not second and 2 points away from Arsenal. Without him, especially when this is your first season in the EPL. And on top of that, we all know about his struggles with his footwork, playing, using his feet and all. But he's played so well to the extent that hasn't been a hindrance to his performance. You get, so for me, it's either Donnarumma or Nico O'Reilly. The fact that you are a left-sided midfielder, not necessarily even a winger, but to be able to play as a left fullback, left wing back, and play the way he's played, that and scored all those crucial goals that he scored, that definitely trumps Semenyo.
Wow. Well, Antoine Semenyo is on the score sheet for Manchester City. 71 minutes?
Yeah.
played into
Really,
that
really good
game.
work from Cherky,
Yeah.
but
Ah,
incredible
boy.
finish
City
from
finally
Semenyo as
have
well.
the
all
break.
those
and that
contributions
goal.
would definitely trump Ellen Haaland's 26 goals that he scored
Yeah.
in the league. No, for me, I think Donnarumma and
I
Nico
think
Riley, one of
Cherky
them
too has
should
a
be.
shout, but he's been inconsistent. But
Yeah,
I think
he's
Cherky too probably has
inconsistent.
a
I mean,
shout.
you don't necessarily even command a starting place in the team, so
Yeah.
I can't.
But I think
can't give you
but I think it still comes down to the same problem we're talking about. And even at Arsenal, the obvious answer seems Declan Rice, but
Oh yeah, if they win
Wow.
it, it's Declan Rice.
Well, City do have the lead. Look at it. Started from Semenyo,
so-
made
yeah,
himself
so
big. Went past.
Then he runs.
You see the Kukureya
You see-
Semenyo duel I
Yeah.
spoke to you
You see,
about.
Yeah.
he runs.
Yeah.
He makes the pass. He's moving.
and he
into
went
space.
inside. I thought he should run down the wing so
Yes.
that he gets the ball from how to call it.
Oh wow!
Oh,
From
What a goal!
Farland.
Oh, why you didn't do that?
Yeah.
What a goal! My goodness!
A little bit of a deflection of
Yeah,
goal, but
goal.
like
No,
the idea,
Executing it.
the execution,
Oh, my
yeah,
goodness.
on point. Yeah,
That's a really good goal from Ghana's Antoine Semenyo. City won, Chelsea 0. Look at the City fans elated. Pep, super excited. What a way to announce your.
that's what signing the right player does for you.
Yeah.
Mid
And just when we're
acquisition.
discussing about if he could, he will join the list of Ghanaian players to win the FA.
Yeah.
Imagine it ends this way. Oh boy,
That's
Semenyo
why.
scoring
You see, that's
in the
why.
finals.
That's why. Otuado made a big mistake and it cost him his
let
job.
Let Otuado rest. Oh, yeah, Otuado is taking out FIFA study technical 1-1.
By how he finished. That's the mistake Otuado did, and
yeah,
it cost him his job.
The guy is sleeping
Build
like
the team around Antoine
He
Semenyo.
make Daniel self laugh. Like,
See, build the team around Antoine Semenyo. You say no.
okay.
Build it around the guy
Yeah.
and his strength.
He says football is not always about goals and assists.
That's why it's all part of the reason why it cost him his job. You see, build it around this guy, play to his strength because now he is the best performing Ghanaian player. And I really hope Carlos Queiroz understands it.
Oh no, I think Queiroz understands the assignment and the
And
profile
he
players he's
will
got.
do that.
Yeah.
Surround him with players who are quick and ready
Oh,
to give the pass.
See, players
Quick
like
touch and go,
see.
then move.
Yeah, players like Semenyo, Kamal Dean Sulemana, Joseph Pencil, and who again?
Ishaku.
Isaku. I expect these players to perform under Carlos Queiroz because of the way he sets up his team.
Come on, if he doesn't
Like,
perform under Queiroz,
He
then
will bench himself.
yeah,
If he's playing, let's say he wants to go with the orthodox
style.
and he doesn't want to do the inverted, play Semenyo on your right, place Isaku on the
On
left.
the left.
If you are playing
Play
against a
Brandon
team
Thomas Asante
to
to the middle.
you are playing against England and Thomas Tuchel is playing all the possession football. Ghana gets one pass, hits it to your
Straight.
speedsters. What a
That's
game
all.
do you want? So I was Semenyo there. I think you do well.
Straightforward. And Brandon Thomas Asante, for instance, the last time I checked, I think I saw this interesting stuff. He scored what? 13 goals. No, 13, 15 goals in the league. And out
For
of
Coventry.
for Coventry. And
I
out
think
of
it's 13.
13.
Yeah, I think I saw it.
and 11 out of those goals
From the box.
came from the box,
Yeah.
inside the box.
Yeah, proper fox in the box.
So that tells you everything that you need to
Oh, but
know
look at the goal.
about.
He even scored for Ghana at the Unity Cup.
And to be fair, Semenyo too. If you look, the start came up is about the touches in the opposition box, and I think Semenyo alone has 8. Next
8.
closest person has 3.
Yeah.
And Semenyo himself, if you look at the
For this
passes-
season, right?
No,
I mean,
for
just
this
for this
game,
game.
just
For
this
this
game.
if you look,
Yeah,
if,
yeah,
if you
yeah.
look at how do you call it, Semenyo this season, most of his goals have been inside the box.
Yeah.
He's learned to calm down. That
Yeah.
first where he'd rather boom it, he just finds
And
himself
that's
in
why
a good position.
when one of our listeners says that Semenyo is not good at
He's a
dribbling,
dribbling.
he's not a
Like,
dribbler. Go and watch his goals at Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Go and watch his goals, and I think
He's
I
always
said
on
this.
the move.
I said this on even
Keller,
Scorecard. I was telling
short.
Coach that if you look at, I saw, so it was from The Athletic. They put out a story. Semenyo's heat map. A lot, you know, at Bournemouth, he was operating more on the left,
Yeah.
and then he cuts in. He was causing a lot of damage inside the box, so takes the ball almost closer to the box. He's very, very efficient in the box. He was doing the less fanciful things like dribbling and like no.
He's not that type of guy. Let Brian check it and
And
those guys.
and that's why
Doku-
even
You see, awareness. You have Cheki, you have Doku in there, Savinho in there. Why are you trying to be part of the dribbling core?
yeah.
do something that they don't do, which is score goals, because Doku doesn't score a lot of
and you
goals.
see, I'm even sure Doku knows that he's actually the opposite of Semenyo. You know, he's actually the opposite of Semenyo when it comes to very good at dribbling, and I mean, not always converting his chances.
Semenyo has a role to play.
So, I mean, 76 minutes, Semenyo giving City the lead.
Chelsea had a penalty. Chelsea had a penalty shout. The referee decided not to give it, but there was a strong tackle in the box. I think Kuzanov.
Yeah,
and I was surprised he allowed the Chelsea player to get in front of him, because Kuzanov is quite fast. Mm-hmm. So I was very surprised that he allowed. Was it Fofana? Yeah. I was surprised he allowed the player to get in front of him.
Yeah.
Very, very surprised before he made that challenge. It was quite dicey, but I don't think the referee will give that as a penalty. Not in a final game. With what? 13 minutes to go.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, that's not happening. It has to be very, very convincing.
All right.
I mean,
that wasn't convincing. I mean, it's a contact sport at the end of the day.
I thought you were referring to the AFCON final. I was waiting to that we've seen penalties given for less.
That in Dala, John Jackson Dala. No wonder he got dropped from the referee's list for the World Cup.
0539986996 0539966996. City with the lead against Chelsea in the FA Cup final. Anton Semenyo giving Manchester City the lead. At 4:30, would activate the phone lines, and I'm pretty sure at that time, Manchester City would have been crowned champions of the FA Cup for the 8th time, tying with Chelsea, who also won in 8th. Chelsea are chasing a 9th, but it looks like so far I don't like Chelsea's approach to the second half. They look very lethargic in the final third. Kopna, let me bring you on this. You've been watching a lot. I don't know, because City haven't done a lot. They've not done a lot too in the final third, but they've been very clinical. Chelsea, on the other hand, are creating the chances, but in the box, very bereft of ideas.
No, so Chelsea started creating ideas after they were down by a goal, because before the goal, before City scored a goal, Chelsea were just at the back, just able to defend. And as I said, would they be able to contain City for the next 90 minutes or the next 45 minutes? And Semenyo had to score the beautiful goal that he had to do. So for Chelsea, later in the game, you could see after the goal, they are now piling some bit of pressure to Manchester City, but they are not doing their best, because they are not quick enough. What you expect from them, they are not doing what you really expect from a team that is down, because the likes of João Pedro, very sloppy. The likes of Cole Palmer, the same thing. Enzo Fernandez, the same thing. So they are really struggling a lot. They are not getting a lot of the ball, and that's very bad, because a team that's down by 1-0, you'll be expecting more pressure from them, more kind of chances that they want to do, but they are not doing what they are supposed to do in the game. So this is very, very difficult. Looking at how things are panning out, it's left with 10 minutes more. Will Chelsea be able to equalize? That is very difficult because of how they are playing and how they have set up. And Neto coming on for Cucurella isn't really so good, because Chelsea are not playing so well. Neto coming on, I've not seen anything brilliant from Neto so far. He's been on for the past 5 to 6 minutes, and we've not seen anything brilliant from him. So it's very, very difficult of how Chelsea needs to play, because if they are to play this way, I'm very sure at the end of the day we'll just see City winning the FA Cup for the 8th time.
Great. Let's see if Chelsea can respond to Manchester City's lead after Antoine Semenyo gave them the lead somewhere in the 72nd minute. But it looks like City would add a second though.
Yeah, I mean, it
looks like it.
They won more.
Yeah, before the goal even came out, I was actually going to be a little critical of Ryan Cherky, because it looked like he was doing that thing again where he thinks he's trying to be creating chances, but what ends up happening is he's constantly the source of lost possession. So City build out the point to a play, they can't go anywhere, then they get the ball to Cherky. And look, was that Reece James pulling up? No, James is in the middle.
I'm sure Gusto.
Yeah, but yeah, he looked like he was, how to call it, struggling a bit, doing a bit too much again.
João Pedro looks like he's torn something.
He's injured. And
he just slipped, and all of a sudden he stayed down.
I'm not sure it's very serious. Against guy. That's a very wicked stretch, somewhere around the knee. And the Chelsea fans, Charlie, come now, how are you guys feeling? Callum McPhilly.
How are we feeling, or how are you feeling?
How are they feeling?
But it's very difficult right now because if Chelsea doesn't win the FA Cup or they don't do their best to even equalize to take the game into extra time and they don't win at least a silverware this season, it's a very, very bad season. And I just feel like if I was Chelsea or the rest of the players, I'm not sure they'll want to play in the Conference League again. If they're even supposed to play play 7, they will not be in the. They don't want to play in the Conference League. So if they have to just be part of the top 10, they have to just be part of the top 10 so that the next season they can do better. If they are really going to appoint Xabi Alonso to come in as a coach, I'm sure.
Alonso, I'm not coming.
Why not?
This topsy-turvy.
Well, the stories are that he's been promised a different.
Hey,
Star Wars on.
Like I said.
Oh, Almighty the love. No, but the stories are that I saw the update from it Fabrizio?
Yeah.
They're trying to rush ahead of Liverpool, and I get it, but I also feel like then Liverpool needs to also step up their chase because I don't know how well he fits into this Chelsea.
But I thought you said you guys are keeping Arne Slot.
That's what the board said, but they're waiting till the end of the season to tell him that he'll be sacked.
Yeah, but I think I also felt confident that he'll be retained. But looking at the kind of
the form he's
in and the loss to Aston Villa, how they played overall,
the same problems.
Yeah, it
in
doesn't
different
look
games
good.
Throughout the whole season.
It doesn't look good. Like, he might just get sacked. He might just get sacked. But I don't think Xabi Alonso is the right guy for Chelsea. He's not the right guy for Chelsea. Like I've said, they need an adult in the room because clearly their owners do not have a top level hand grasp on what they need to do.
Oh, I thought Haaland had tapped.
Yeah. It should have been a second.
It's coming. Yeah, because Chelsea. I mean, clearly you can't really tell where the goal will come from.
Yeah.
Because clearly the owners do not have a proper grasp on affairs, and the players also they lack that top level leadership. Because I mean, Enzo Fernandez is your captain. Come on, man. Look at the Chelsea captains that they've had in recent years or over the years.
Yeah,
you go from Thiago Silva to Enzo Fernandez.
I mean, it's because Reece James is not fit usually.
Yeah, and even when he is fit and he is the captain, he's more of a follow my lead. I do then you follow. More than a vocal leader. More like a guy who can straighten people out.
Yeah,
he's more. You can tell that he's quite reserved, and he wouldn't be someone who would be getting into your face and be aggressive with you.
Yeah, if
you are not falling in line the way someone like a Sergio Ramos would. The way someone like a Thiago Silva would. John Terry will literally fight you on the pitch if you mess up.
Yeah.
You need those kind of leaders for this Chelsea team. So an adult in the room. You need one on the pitch and you need one in the dressing room or on the board at the board level. And when you look at it, it's a coach or a manager who connects those two or who has contact with those two bodies or units. And that's why I say that you need an adult in the room. Xabi Alonso is not that kind of guy who will be able to salvage this Chelsea chaos. You need a guy like Unai Emery because he's an adult in the room. He's an adult in the room.
Garnacho is on for Chelsea. Alejandro, Jamie says Alejandro Garnacho.
The tattoos keep getting more and more. Yeah, he's increasing. They keep getting more and more and take care. As in, he keeps on adding more.
The assistant goes.
Yeah. I don't know what.
Charlie Garnacho.
I honestly don't know.
Charlie standards have dropped. Daniel's Chelsea playing.
Yeah, you get the thing. So you need someone like an Unai Emery to come in there for Chelsea. If I was I was part of the owners at Bali and Co. He will be the best choice. He will be the best choice. Let Liverpool go get Xabi Alonso and Andoni Raiola and Co. Let them do it because they have not reached the level that Unai Emery has reached. They've done well in their careers. Trust me, winning a league undefeated. and the German Cup unbeaten. It's not easy, but that is just one season. Look at what Unai Emery has done over the past 10 years. Even at Arsenal, where he was a failure, he still got to the Europa League final. He still goes to the Europa League final. That's why, for me, he's the best candidate. Unfortunately, he's one of the underrated coaches of this era, which is very shocking to me. Per what he's done, he deserves more praise and more plaudits than he gets. And he's the guy that Chelsea need, not Xabi Alonso. I don't believe so.
Well, let's see. Because the stories are that Xabi Alonso is actually leading.
Well, if I'm Xabi Alonso, or even on a personal level, if I'm Xabi Alonso,
you wouldn't take it.
I wouldn't take it. After coming from that Real Madrid issue, you want to do back to back with sack, because if he goes to Chelsea, they will sack him. They will sack him.
After what? I don't know how true that is though.
They will sack him.
The stories about the owners being maybe come now. You can give us some more.
They will sack him.
Ekbali and Todd Boehly, they say finally they've learned their lessons with bringing in quote unquote rookie managers, bringing in rookie players. They come into the Prem. They have two or three good seasons in the Prem. Increase their market value, sell them. Xabi Alonso doesn't want that. He wants to have a big say in who comes into the dressing room, who walks out.
I'm very sure the Chelsea owners, if it's really true, they've stopped their long-term project that they wanted to do and now want to do a short-term thing, because when it came to the club, most of the players they were buying were youngsters that they were a long-term project, but they saw that this is a team that wants a short-term results. They don't want a long-term results. Chelsea is not a club that they are willing to wait 5 or 6 years before they'll be able to win maybe the Premier League or a major trophy. They want to win a very big trophy. And what even made them had a lot of hope was when Chelsea won the FIFA Club World Cup. That was one good thing that really helped the Chelsea fans.
Fluke. Yeah. We said it. Water always finds its level.
So when they won it,
and this is the level.
when Chelsea won it, it made a lot of fans, and even most of the fans get to know that Chelsea can win something. So this is not something that we want a long-term project. So they have to get a manager that will be able to get upper hand on the transfers that they want to do. It's not now they have to. The sporting directors need to be like, oh no, this player, just bring him in. This player is not good. They have to get a very good manager that will be able to have a say in the transfer, so that when he's not performing so well, that is when, if you are sacking him, you can stand on it and be like, we gave you the opportunity to bring in your own players, but now you're not doing your best. So this the perfect one for them. For me, I just feel like Xabi Alonso coming to Chelsea is really going to help, because I feel like if he gets the say, for any good manager, Chelsea wants. So if he's going to get a say in transfers, he's going to be a very good manager for Chelsea, and I'm sure he's really going to help a lot, because I know most of the players want a very top manager that will be able to coach them, and the likes of Enzo and Cole Palmer like this and Caicedo will want a top manager to coach them, not a manager that the likes of Leon Rosignol will be coming in and just joke with the club and not play so well and not do so well for the club.
Joke with the club.
Oh yes, he did that. That's what he was doing. That was what he was doing. So
he was toying with the club.
Oh yeah. So a top manager is what Chelsea wants, and Xabi Alonso coming in is really going to help the club.
They still haven't won a Premier League game since Rosignol left, but it's his fault. Let's take it like that.
Even if he stayed, he should have been playing this final self.
I
give say like Callum McFarlane
and they would have beaten Leeds.
Unexperienced as he was, he's still more experienced than Callum McFarlane. Far more. Even though he's coming from Strasbourg and he hasn't coached at high level, what has Callum McFarlane coached before? Why couldn't they keep him to the end of the season and then sack him then? Was he that bad?
So there's no point.
No, I think it was just the players. They are down to. I saw their body language.
He never won it.
He
never had it in the first place.
He had lost the dressing room. Because if you have Cole Palmer and Enzo Fernandez, Marco Correa questioning your tactics.
That for me.
Yeah. And I think the sticking point between Alonso and Chelsea is going to be whether Chelsea are willing to move on from head coach to manager. So far, all the managers they brought in, and even with Maresca's whole problem was him not having enough control. And when Liam Rosignol came in, they clearly brought on who they wanted to be the head coach and to manage their players.
Unai Emery, just give him whatever you can. He will be able to work with them. Look at all the players that he's worked with over the year. John McGinn, he's transformed John McGinn into a top level midfielder.
That's very
He's
true.
transformed John McGinn into a top-level midfielder, where John McGinn is scoring goals against Liverpool and is pushing Aston Villa to the Champions League.
Well, let's see.
But the Chelsea model hasn't changed. You see, that's the thing that people are missing.
You mean it's still there?
It's still there, but the only twist or difference is that back in the day under Abramovich, all those next big things, hot shot players, young players that they bought, they didn't bring them into the team, or they had very limited run in with the team, the main team, because they were sent out on loan to Werder Bremen, to Heracles in the Dutch league, Werder Bremen in the German league, Wolfsburg in the German league, all those clubs all over, for them to go and play. And if you do well, and then clubs come calling for you, then we'll sell you, then we make money. But in the meantime, we'll use some of that money to go get top level players, so that Chelsea will be competitive with big players and competing for the big trophies, at the same time making money on the side. But now it has changed in the sense that, or it's been tweaked in the sense that, instead of sending those young players that they buy out on loan extensively, they bring them into the first team. That's how come Kevin De Bruyne and co didn't have proper run-ins with Chelsea.
Mohamed Salah
and co, because they've had like half a season. After that,
I hear McGahey at a point was there. I saw that interview recently. He
all
said
of
he
them.
he barely had a look.
You can't even get a look. You get a sniff at the first team, because they will send you out. You go get experience there. You play well there.
Declan Rice.
Then the players, the teams will come in for you.
Musiala too, when he was back.
Yeah, the teams will come in for you. Then they will sell you. But at the same time, the money that they will use, some of it will be going into the first team to improve the first team by they going out there to go get top level. So right now they need a striker. They went in for Delap and Nicolas Jackson. Those days they will go in for a Drogba or a Crespo because they had money to spend, but at the end of the day there was also the fact that the money they would spend to get a Crespo, they would have sold about 3 players that will bring in about 60 million. So Crespo will cost maybe 80 million, but 65 million of that money will be funded by sale of players who are not even direct contributors for the main team. That's how they did it. But now those young players are now extensively played in the first team. And you know what comes with young players: inconsistencies, naivety and co. That's why they are struggling these days compared to what they did in previous years.
Okay, let me just do a quick update from Germany, and then we'll go for another break when we come back. But before that, before I take you to Germany, just 1 minute, or I mean just a few seconds to end the game, and then City will be crowned champions of the Africa. You see, Sheki
Haaland looks very frustrated with Sheki, because I think he thinks that pass could have come a long time ago.
8 gets of space. Look, we are now passing the ball there. What's he doing? Yeah,
he misses Kevin De Bruyne. That's basically it.
And that's basically the Sheki frustration in a nutshell. When it comes up, it looks
too
wonderful.
much. I mean, just
when
pass the
it
ball
doesn't,
to Haaland.
That's over.
Who was just in? I mean,
over.
yeah.
Are you surprised?
I'm not surprised. I mean, it's all over. City beating Chelsea by 1-0. 8th FA Cup title for Manchester City, tying Chelsea's A title as well at Wembley. And the man to do so is Ghana's Antoine Semenyo. Charlie, what a way to end the season for the Ghanaian. He's etched his name into the history books of Manchester City. Every time this story is being told, who was the goal scorer for City as they clinched their 8th FA Cup title, the name will be Ghana's Antoine Semenyo. So it's over. City 1, Chelsea 0. Let's take a quick break. I'm sure by the time we come back, the players will be standing by for some more reactions. And then at 4:30, I will activate the phone lines and get a thought of Chelsea fans, City fans, and the rest of the football fans. 97.3, the Republic of Football. We'll be back after this. On YouTube, City Sports Ghana, the Republic of Football. It's all over with the FA Cup. City beating Chelsea by 1-0. All thanks to Ghana's Antoine Semenyo. Very special goal, showing that City clinched their 8th FA Cup title under Pep. I'm sure the City fans, the likes of OJ, Umay Dunyame, all super excited. Big shouts to them. So Manchester City are your new champions for the 2025-2026 season. Guys, just now thoughts. Question, let me start off with you. I mean, expected, right? It was expected that City will clinch it. City were heavy favorites heading into that game. People also thought that Chelsea would cough out their inner beast mode when it comes to yeah, why are you doing this to Chelsea? Their inner beast when it comes to finals.
They did it in the Club World Cup final.
Is what, a dragon?
No, it's a lion.
It's a lion. Okay.
I mean, like you said, I think it's to be expected. City have been the better team in this game. They've been the better team this season, and I didn't want to say before the game, but you don't win trophies like that just without the work being put into it. And I feel like Chelsea, in terms of their consistency to the season, I think Chelsea have been a little haphazard. The sacking of Maresca still, to me, doesn't make sense. The appointment and sacking of Rosinia still doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
And to me, it's almost as if they threw away a whole season just when they were on the back of one of their most promising seasons in a while, winning the Club World Cup and the Conference League. And looks like this season, even though they would qualify for the Champions League, don't be in the Champions League next season. And it's just, I'd say that this is just a consequence of a long season where they've made a lot of decisions that have gone against the team.
Mm-hmm.
On the City point of view, from the City point of view, this is just probably how Pep wants to end the season. It could still be a domestic treble, and how do you call it? I think this is the type of thing that would give them the motivation to. Obviously, the last 2 games is out of their hands. But if Arsenal was somehow drew against Burnley, then it just comes down to goal difference again. And City already have the better goal difference, and they just need to win both their games. Like I said, Arsenal are the ones who are supposed to feel the pressure.
Yeah.
So for City, this is just building on what they've already done. I also want to point out with Pep using Donnarumma in the final is quite key, because if you remember the League Cup final, obviously who knows what Raya would have done. But I think one of the main reasons Arsenal lost at least momentum in that game, if not lost the game, because of the error by Kepa. You could also argue that the error made by Kepa was because of a lack of consistent game time. And when you look at this final, Pep didn't take the same risk. He started with his best keeper, Donnarumma, instead of James Trafford. He played his best players with Haaland, Semenyo. And when things weren't working with Marmoush, he quickly made the switch for Cherki. And I think that that's also another thing that I have to give Pep credit for, his adaptability to different opponents throughout the season. The only thing he struggled with is consistency, and that's why the league has been a problem. In terms of being able to get this team in certain moments, in certain games, to play at a high level, he's been able to do that. And that's why, even though he hasn't been able to win the league for the last, I can't say 2 seasons, because this season hasn't ended.
Yeah.
But even if he's not able to win the league for these 2 seasons, I don't think there needs to be any talk about whether there's a lot of whether Pep has lost it or whether his influence is waning. Obviously, football adapts, football grows, and even with Alex Ferguson, he had to sometimes go through periods in between. Like after, the Invincibles came before, Mourinho winning the league back to back, and then after that, Alex Ferguson was able to win the league 3 times in a row. Before City were able to then come and also win 3 times in a row, and then match that record and then make it 4 times in a row. But even with managers like Sir Alex Ferguson, it could take him maybe 2-3 seasons to reset the team, to rebuild the team and get them to win the league. And I don't think that the fact that Pep hasn't been able to at least win the league as easily as he did in his first season is proof that he's struggling to adapt to the English game. I think football in itself sometimes goes through changes like that. And if you look at sometimes in off games, in certain moments, he can still prove why he's one of the best managers in the world. And so for City, they are hoping this can be a domestic treble.
Okay. 053996 996. Let me take some messages. Raymond Decoder inside Tema Community 4 says, good afternoon, Republic of Football. City should win the FA Cup and leave the Prem to Arsenal. Chelsea 0, City 1. Okay. So Raymond Decoder had his prediction come to pass. Let me take Goku says Kudus is also battling relegation. Okay, so you mean with Spurs? Yeah. So
battling is strong when he hasn't been there himself.
But it is his team. It's his team.
So maybe he should say Kudus' team is also battling relegation. Alvino from Akosumbo says, Gracian Gabi, Harry Kane is doing this season. Okay, what Harry Kane is doing this season at his age is something special. I wish he can come back to England and break Shara's record. Okay, K says, guys, he wants to know our take on okay, message is down. Yeah, our take on this. Okay, he says he watched Gabi Agbonlahor on Talk Sports yesterday, and according to him, none of the player of the year nominations deserves the award. According to him, no player stood out in the league this season, and he finds it quite surprising coming from. I mean, that's his thoughts. That's his opinion.
No player deserves player of the season.
Yeah, and that no player stood out, and so.
No, well, it's true. I mean, the players, their performance overall. Haaland has 26 goals and 8 assists in the league, but even he confessed that he could have done better, he could have played better than he's done so far in the league. So I get where Gabriel Agbonlahor is coming from, but look, even among the worst of the worst performers in a class or in a group, you still have someone
at least
leading the
standing
way.
out. Yes.
Yeah, you still have someone standing out, and for me, the standout player, it depends on what happens in the last 2 games of the season. If Arsenal win it, Declan Rice wins it. If Man City wins it, that's when it becomes a bit tough, because do you give it to who do you give it to? Then it means you have to give it to Erling Haaland, and if you have to give it to Erling Haaland, honestly, I'll argue that then you are better off giving it to Bruno Fernandes, because he's performed better than Erling Haaland in my view.
But
it depends.
I even feel one key player that's done so well is David Raya. Raya has done so well for Arsenal this season. He's the reason Arsenal is even top of the league right now, and they've been able to even give the gap to 2 points. Last week we saw the brilliant save he did against West Ham. That was a very good one. Apart from last week, we've been seeing brilliant saves from David Raya for Arsenal, and that's very, very good for Arsenal and David Raya. But for Chelsea's game, there are some list of players next season I don't see them in the club.
Oh, who is that? Who and who?
Liam Delap out.
Hey,
Garnacho out.
wow.
Pedro Neto out.
Pedro Neto?
Oh,
okay. You proceed.
Especially these 3 players, there are a lot of clubs that, especially Ipswich Town, they can go
looking
there
for them.
Yes. Stop selling the lab back to Ipswich.
Oh yeah.
Show something. It didn't work.
And
who
who
says
gets your
the
money?
lab wants to go back there?
Oh no, we can give him one. We can even give him to Ipswich for £1 million.
Governor, why are you?
Oh no!
It's
No, but you know how Delap is. He came into the game for the last 10, 15 minutes. What did Delap produce? Garnacho, what did you do?
A goal attempt, at least I saw that.
Pedro Neto
header.
just moving around in the ball. Fofana, another player that needs to leave. There are a lot of players, tall players in the Chelsea list that needs to leave. I'm sure any coach that needs to come in for Chelsea will just be there and just be listing the kind of players that he will need for next season, because there are some players that next season they don't have to be wearing the Chelsea shirts. They don't deserve to even wear the Chelsea shirts, because they've been so bad this season that when you even give them more seasons to even prove themselves, they are not going to do that. So there are some players, they don't need to even waste time at Chelsea. They just need to leave at the end of the season, just go, because they are just wasting their time.
Wow.
They are just wasting. Oh no, we are seeing some of the performance of some of the players, and it's very bad. So it makes some of the players that are putting in all their best just suffer, because the likes of Enzo Fernandez, despite he not having a very good season for Chelsea, he has not played badly. He's putting in his best. That is why now Caicedo, people don't really talk about him because of how bad the team has played. The whole team has played, and that's so bad from Caicedo. Another player like Malo Gusto is on and off. Malo Gusto,
you want him out too?
He should go on loan. Another team. One thing that is fortunate for Malo Gusto is because if you look at the right back position for France, the French national team, they don't really have a lot of good players.
Yeah, he's in the squad. He's in
the squad. So that is why he will go to the World Cup. But if he was to be in another tough country that has a very good right back,
do you think
I don't think, because Malo Gusto, the kind of football he's playing, he doesn't even deserve to even play as part of the top starting 11 for France. So there are a lot of players Chelsea need to check very well to see that next season they don't have to be in the club, because they are just in the club, just wasting people's time. Another player, Thorson too should be another player out. But they are surely out. They should get some good players to help the team, because this performance from Chelsea, they weren't efficient, and the whole game they had just one shot on target. And that one shot on target, you could see clearly it wasn't anything meaningful. They were playing the game, they didn't get any creative player to be able to do what they have to do to get a goal, and it was so bad from Chelsea. So congratulations to Manchester City for winning the FA Cup, and for Chelsea this season I just hope they don't qualify for Europe, because Conference League, we don't want to see any Conference League. We are tired. They don't have to qualify for Europe. Just be 9th, 10th, end the season, the next season go and do better, because the kind of football they are playing, Conference League will even be very, very difficult for them.
2 seasons ago, they were the first team to win all European trophies. And
I don't know. They don't want those accolades or
become the
history
first team to
or
win
whatever.
it twice. I'm the first team to win each of them twice. So it's another
and
record.
it sticks with you forever.
No, Conference League, no.
Well, let me take this message. Barcelona inside Barcelona. Are you trying to say Barcelona or Charlie Daniels? He's inside Ashama. He says, I found some interesting facts about Chelsea. They have failed to beat any team that have won the European trophy against them. So City, Bayern, and PSG. Okay. Kobe from Achimota says, good afternoon, Republic of Football. The Chelsea issue has nothing to do with tactics. 80% of the issues are to do with top management. If you get a top manager, you need a top-notch sporting director, and that's how all the successful teams and managers have survived. Anyways, to correct something, Trafford, that's what we said. I don't think anybody has said Trafford was imposed for City today, not Donnarumma.
Trafford was in.
Yeah, it was Trafford. Oh, I remember. Okay, you mentioned.
It was Trafford imposed.
Yeah, it was Trafford. It was Trafford. Yeah. So, you can send us your thoughts 053 996 996 at 4:30. We'll be taking the thoughts of you out there listening to us, and also we're taking some thoughts of City boss Pep, and also some of the players as we speak, taking their medals. Chelsea's Alejandro Garnacho and all those players have also come for it, unless they can hang it in there and say that we're runners up at the FA Cup.
It's no needed.
Oh, it's important.
It's not needed. But
it's part of history.
One key thing is the player that came from Palace to City, the defender.
Gay.
Yeah, he has won. This is the second time.
He's won the FA Cup.
Last season he won with Palace.
They beat Man City
to win the
Crystal Palace.
Yes, and now he has also won it again with City. So it's a very good one for him, especially because when he came into the club, he has really done so well. Very, very brilliant player, and already he won the Carabao Cup with City and now also winning the FA Cup. Same thing applies to Semenyo, winning the Carabao Cup and also winning the FA Cup. That's a brilliant one from both of them, and they've been a very good signing. When they came in January, they've not played badly at all for City. When they came in January, they've been one of the key players that they've been able to just change the club, and it's very, very good from them.
Well, you should see Khaldoun Al-Mubarak, very excited that his side have clinched an 8th FA Cup title. Bernardo Silva is leaving, right?
Ian John Stones.
I realized Pep kept on talking to him. Khaldoun also said a few words to Bernardo. Let's take you to Wembley. Just catch a feel of what's happening after City being crowned champions of the FA Cup.
And along with the Carabao Cup, Manchester City are FA Cup winners in 2026. And who knows what might be still to come. A domestic cup double. And another day to savour. Famous or not. Very soon minds will turn to Bournemouth on Tuesday night, and the potential still of claiming the ultimate domestic prize. But for now, moments to drink in, as someone once said.
Well, City so your champions of the FA Cup 2025-2026 season, and 8th time winning it. in that Anton Semenyo will be part of the history makers for Manchester City, and the City fans should send us their thoughts. Uncle Junior says from OEB says congratulations to Manchester City, they deserve it. Good afternoon to you guys in the studio. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. All right, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Yeah, just quick thoughts on Silva and John Stones leaving the club. I think they've been part of whatever Manchester City have been under Pep in the last let's say 6 seasons in the City. John Stones playing his part as a defender. Bernardo Silva, very fantastic footballer. Yeah.
They've been great servants. I'm waiting for you to open the phone line so that I hear from Gregory and Shaibu and Co.
Oh, but why are you calling
that? I always told them that Garnacho is no good. And they kept on coming for me. I'm waiting for them. Shaibu and Gregory. Yeah, I'm waiting for you guys. Back to the issue. Now, John Stones and Bernardo Silva, great, like I said, great servants for Manchester City. Quality players, but at this point, you could tell that, yes, it was time to go. You leave when the applaud is loudest, and it doesn't get any louder than this one. Beyond on a domestic level, beyond is just the Premier League that will get a louder cheer than the FA Cup. But it was just the right time to go because City are in a transition. They've been in transition including this year, over the past 2 years. Yeah, because the Kevin De Bruyne move squad, he left, and now the other holdover, the main holdovers, Bernardo Silva and John Stones are also leaving, and so it was just the right time for him to go because now Tijani Reinders is in there. With the absence of Bernardo Silva in there, you can make a case that Nico Gonzalez will be playing a bit more, especially with Rodri. He not really fully recovering from that ACL injury that he sustained, and I'm sure Kovacic will also be let go, and a young midfielder will be brought in, likely brought in, or they will just make sure they go out there and get a left full back and push Nico O'Reilly into that midfield and have him play in his natural position. And so they have multiple options that they can tap into, but I do see them being able to bring in another midfielder because that the demands are quite high at Manchester City. And for John Stones, he will still be playing for Man City, but the injuries were just too many. They were just too many, and you can't build a team like that where one of your best players is almost always absent. You just can't, especially if it's a tournament. Fine, you can manage the situation, but over a league period, it's quite difficult to do. And so it was just time, because every year, injury after injury after injury, it was just time for him to go. And so I think they've paid their dues, and I look forward to see what Man City will do this off-season, replacing them. I think in midfield, they are fine. If they decide not to spend on any transfer in midfield, I think they'll be okay. They'll be more than okay. But defensively, they'll definitely have to spend. Either you are buying another left full back,
right back,
then to pair with Ryan Ignori. Exactly, buying a right full back, because you cannot continue with this Matheus Nunes experiment, and you definitely have to bring in a central midfielder, and even, a central defender.
And even with the right back, their option is Rico Luis.
The backup. So you definitely have to buy a center back. You definitely have to buy a right full back. Left back, if they don't buy anyone, I think they can manage it, because Josko Vadio has played there for quite a while. So they can manage it. But central defense, they need to bring in like two. If they are not going to bring in a left full back, then they need to bring in two central defenders and a right full back.
Yeah, because Kushanov, Magui, and Ruben Diaz alone can't do the job.
Across 4 competitions next season.
Yeah, and we've seen how Diaz has been away for so long
because of injury.
So they really need a player to be able to help them. So at least 2, as Yao is saying, is very, very okay.
Yeah, they bought a young, is it Sierra Leonean guy?
Yeah, I think I saw. He's on loan, right?
Yeah, he's on loan. They bought him from Real, one of the Spanish teams. I think it was Villarreal also, and they sent him out on loan. I think he's in France right now. He's 19 years, 6'4", 6'3", big guy. If they can get him in, I think it will be good. Because they need to do some reinforcement. But what a way to end your career if you are Bernardo Silva and John Stones. And it could even get better. That is if there's a slip up from Arsenal, because at this point in time I don't see Man City losing any game. I think they just have that momentum to
Arsenal will also lose any game.
I think they'll draw against Burnley. I mean, this is a prediction. This could go wrong, but Arsenal could draw against Burnley.
Oh no,
the last game goes down to goal difference.
I really relegated Burnley.
Oh, it won't.
Yeah, the goal difference is not.
The goal difference is 1 now.
Just
now City's ahead.
City's ahead. So
but Arsenal win the Premier League. Last week was the game.
The Prem, they won it too.
Yeah, because last week was when if anything had to happen, it will happen. But just that since Arsenal won against West Ham,
they've won it.
Yeah, Arsenal are just champions.
Well, City are the first team in history to win every single match across both the FA Cup and the League Cup. So they did 6 games, 6 wins in the FA Cup, 6 games in the League Cup, 6 wins in a single season. Why are you shocked?
It's a technicality, because if I'm right, the season they won the treble, I don't remember if that's Solskjaer beat them in the second leg of the EFL League Cup. But that's the one game that means they didn't win that. It's a very...
But just quick thoughts on...
As in, they won a treble.
They won the treble. I mean, so they won the League Cup and the FA Cup that season. And the FA Cup, you have to win every game to progress. And same with the League Cup. The League Cup, the third final, this is the second leg. So you can win the first leg and lose the second leg. So I'm saying it's a...
just your thoughts on City.
Oh yeah.
And what you expect from them? I mean, the changes they have to do next season and all that.
Well, it all depends on whether Guardiola stays, and the way the noises that are coming out from City makes it sound like him winning the trophies is good, because this might be when he finally says that I've had enough and I want to step away.
But he says he has 1 more year to serve, so he says he'll stay.
He says he'll stay for 1 more year.
Yeah, he says he has 1 more year left on his contract, so he'll stay. So if there's any question, it has to be next season, at the end of next season.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if Guardiola stays, like y'all was saying, I think that would mean more solidity for them, because it could ensure some continuity from the season. If another manager came in, as much as he would want to maintain Pep's blueprint, and maybe I don't like using the Arne Slot to Jurgen Klopp example, because they play different tactically. He just inherited his team and was able to use that. But it could also be a situation where the manager comes in and isn't able to adapt directly to what Pep is trying to do, and it means that they struggle. And you see that a lot with these managers after they lose their managers for a long time. If if I'm right with Real Madrid, after Pep left, so Pep lost the league in his last season to Mourinho. I think the next season was at 2012-13. I think they won the league, but then Atletico won the league after that. The more pertinent examples would probably be Arsenal after Arsene Wenger left, and Manchester United after Alex Ferguson left. Obviously, that's slightly different scenario, because they were leaving after 20 plus years of service. But at the same time, too, it also means that there's a bigger gap for the next manager who's coming in to fill. And if they have that, it means that they can at least proceed with, like I said, like the progress they've made this season. All I think also consequently depends on whether they win the league.
Okay.
If he wins the league, it's a victory lap. If he loses the league, he needs to it's his last chance at redemption.
Okay.
You know how the narratives go with with football. So for City, I think him being able to win the trophy, like I said, it puts an end to the doubters who keep saying that is Pep past it. Because I don't think Pep is past it. I think he's just, like I said, modern football.
He's just going through a certain phase.
Yeah, and Yeah, even I think he gets criticized far more than some other managers because like Ancelotti has I think 6 league titles in his entire career.
Mm-hmm.
He's won the league once in every league, and I think he's won it twice with Real Madrid. But he did not, and he has 5 Champions Leagues.
Mm-hmm.
He's not necessarily hit with the same criticism as someone like Pep has, even though I think Pep's own was because he hadn't won a Champions League since he left Barca. Now that he's won the Champions League, he's been able to win. How do you call it? He's been able to win a domestic he's been able to win a treble again.
Yeah.
He's been able to win the Premier League 4 times in a row, which at the time seemed very important to him because he wanted to have a record for a City team, and now they have the most points ever in a league season.
Yeah.
They have the most consecutive wins in the league season, and they have they've won the league the most times in a row, 4 times in a row. And I think that's as good as a legacy to leave for him. I don't think next season he needs to win the league to as in to show that he's still the top manager Pep. But like I said, unfortunately, it depends on the end of the season. If he's able to win the league this season, then he can go into next season with no pressure. But if they don't win the league this season and going 2 seasons without winning the league, if Pep leaves without 3 seasons without winning the league, the upside could almost become like the Arsene Wenger situation, and not as extreme as the Arsene Wenger situation, but it will be spoken about in the same terms as the Arsene Wenger situation. As in, we came and we got the manager when he was in his prime, and when he was out of his prime, he left. And I don't think that's the case with Guardiola. But like I said, winning trophies means it's been a good season for them, and they can probably build on from this next season.
All right, phone lines activator 0539986 996 054 9986 996 0539986 996. Call us now. Let's get talking. Chelsea fans, City fans, let us know how you feel. The Chelsea fans especially. What you make about your season. Maybe if you can just talk to me about the players you want out of your club, and your pick for who should be next season's manager. I'm not even done announcing.
Chelsea fans, I told them that Club World Cup, that win,
it
was a fluke.
Okay, let's talk to our first
caller. One of.
Hi, your name? Where are you calling us from?
Hi, I'm Eric calling from Lashibe Vivian Farm.
Eric, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm happy that Chelsea lost to Man City. You see, Chelsea fans said they deliberately avoided winning the FA Cup to ensure that Arsenal doesn't win the league. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here. I'm listening to you.
Yes, so I'm happy they did that because for Arsenal to win the league, they will lose their game to Man City, so that Man City will win the FA Cup. That's what they've been saying all this season. Remember when they played them at the Stamford Bridge? They said they'll deliberately lose so that Arsenal doesn't win. So they returned the favor this afternoon. So I'm happy they lost. They should enjoy it. They should enjoy it. Next season they'll become housewives. When we are going for Europe to play football, they will sit at home and prepare a dinner for us. When we come back, we come and eat.
Hey, okay. 0539. Yeah. Thank you so much, Eric. 0539986996 0549986 Call us. Let's get talking. Chelsea City fans. The FA Cup action is over. City beating Chelsea 1-0. Thanks to Ghana's Antoine Semenyo, history maker for the citizens. So the Chelsea fans, just call us. Let's get interactive. If you want to send your thoughts to, feel free to do so. 0539986996. If you want to call us to do so, 0549986996. Hi, your name? Where are you calling us from? Hello.
Hello.
Yes, your name? Where are you calling us from, please?
Yeah, my name is Goodson. I'm calling from Savulu.
Your name is what? Goodson.
Yeah, near Tamale International Airport.
Oh, I see. Talk to me. What team do you support? Chelsea or City or United?
I'm a City supporter, and I'm very happy today. And I still believe that we can still go for the league and pick our treble.
I see.
Hello?
Confident of winning a treble.
Yes.
What did you like about today's performance against Chelsea?
Oh, today it was a wonderful performance. It's just our own brother scoring a win for the team. For the team. So I'm very happy.
All right. Thank you so much, Goodson, for talking to us. 053-9986-996 054-9986 Let's talk to our next caller. Hi, and where are you calling us from?
And this is Yusuf calling from airport.
This is who, please?
This is Yusuf calling from airport.
Yusuf.
Yes, please.
Talk to me. What team do you support?
I'm a Chelsea fan, and it's a disappointing result that afternoon for us. And look at what the Arsenal fans are saying. I hope they won the trophy already. So they shouldn't worry. If you ask an Arsenal fan that how do they win the trophy, they will tell you that they beat Chelsea both home and away this season. So already they won a trophy. They shouldn't worry. The Champions League belongs to PSG. So the only trophy they can win this season is beating Chelsea home and away. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Yusuf. 053-9986-996 054-9986-996. Hi, talk to me. Your name, where are you calling us from?
This is John Champion from Madina New Road.
Oh, Ghana's very own John Champion. Welcome to the show. Talk to me.
Oh, I greet you and your panelists. I like your analysis this afternoon. I'm a Chelsea fan, but I'm happy that we lost as an investor. What I want to say is, I think FIFA have to do something about this issue. Because if, as a country, you are hosting such a big tournament and you will not allow people to come to your country, there's no need of hosting it. What USA is doing is so unfair to, especially it seems like they have targeted Africa countries. How do you want them to come and support their team if you don't want to give them visa? In the first place, it's not by force to host a World Cup. If you know you will not allow people to come to your country, leave other countries to host, those who are ready to do that. When Qatar was hosting the World Cup, we didn't hear anything about visa rejection or whatever. It's only USA that is doing that. If you don't want people to come into your country, leave the tournament and let football lovers host the tournament. It's also unfair. Next time, people should look into it before they award another World Cup to a country. Well, they are targeting Africans. That's what I see. Because how can you put a visa bond on somebody to pay money and put it down? That like immediately you get that, you are running away from the continent. That's so unfair. So FIFA should look through it. That's my concern.
Have you been to the embassy?
Oh no, I haven't been, but I know somebody who have been there.
Well, he didn't get
colleague there. They just asked him one question, and because the person already have the ticket. Like if you are going if it's World Cup, people have bought tickets. That's the criteria. But you can't. People cannot go there, and you are telling them, go and bring this and this statement. Bring this and this statement. How do you expect people to go and watch? It's very, very unfair. FIFA shouldn't award a country like that with such a tournament. If you don't want people to come into your country, imagine Africa country hosting it and say, "Oh, the rest of the world cannot come to my country," and they'll put a serious embargo on who should come here. How would they feel?
Okay. All right, John, I understand your frustration. Right, thank you so much. 053-996-996 054-986-996. You can also call us. Let's get talking. Let's talk to our next caller. Hi, and then where are you calling us from?
My name is Benjamin. I'm calling you from Akimoda.
Benji, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
What team do you support?
I'm a great City fan.
Talk to me. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling very good and I'm very happy. As for me, I want Pep to leave. This season, I want him to leave so that the team can settle well with the next coach we are getting. Hello.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. 0539 986-996-054-996. Hi, then where are you calling us from?
I'm Isaac from Ningo.
Isaac calling us from Ningo. Isaac, what team do you support?
I'm a Chelsea fan.
How are you feeling?
Hello?
Yes, talk to me. How are you feeling?
How am I?
What are your thoughts about the game?
Oh, thank you. It's a pretty game we have, but it is just that we deserve what we got. So I want to congratulate City for their massive victory.
Hello, are you there?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah,
Are you done with your submission?
For
Okay, Daniel, I think we have to talk to our next caller. Do you have our next caller? Hi, and then where are you calling us from? Your name is?
Afo Jerry.
Afo Jerry. Talk to me.
Yeah.
What team do you support?
Yeah. I'm a City fan.
Okay, what are your thoughts about your team winning an 8th FA Cup title?
Oh, it's actually I'm so excited of winning against Chelsea. I promise Arsenal fan that. Hello?
Yes, please proceed. We are listening to you.
I said I promise Arsenal fan that I will win the treble this season with Pep Guardiola and all my boys.
All right, thank you so much for your thoughts.
Okay, thank you.
053996 996. Hi, and then where are you calling us from?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
I'm good too. What team do you support?
Chelsea.
Okay. How do you feel about it? Your team's latest loss to City.
My name is Edward, calling from Obuju.
Okay, yeah, talk to me. How do you feel about the team's loss to
Oh, I
City?
feel okay. I know that our team is not that well good. Some of the players have to leave Chelsea. Players like Jamie Gettins. Why did he come for everyday injury? Our defense, Fafana have to leave. Chaluba have to stay. Thompson at the Rabio. They have to clear all the defense. Because it's not John Terry or Gary Cahill defense that we are seeing now. Chelsea, our defense is not good. If they are going to buy players, they will buy wingers, no defender. How can you defend? Because Chelsea defense can never attack, can never stop City defense. City forward, they can never stop them. Semenyo who attack them? You tell me, which Chelsea defender can attack those players? Never. So they have to change the whole of the team. We are suffering too much, but still the Blues. We are moving on. We are holding the club work, and still we love Chelsea. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. 0539986996 054 Let's talk to our next caller. Hi, then where are you calling us from?
Yeah, hello. My name is Kizito, speaking from Spenters.
Your name is Kizito.
Kizito, speaking from Spenters.
What team do you support, Kizito?
Yeah, Man U fan, a product of Manchester.
Talk to me.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to Chelsea fans. See, Chelsea fans are behaving like they are some House of Folk beating. Because Chelsea are saying they are the first club to win all those trophies in Europe. Will you tell me that Real Madrid or Barcelona will go and play Conference League? Will you tell me Man City will go and play Conference League? They are the only team. They are the only big team who will go and play Conference League. And they are jogging about those things. You buy Garnacho, you are telling me that you are buying my best player. Garnacho. Even if Fasanti Kotoko, Garnacho will not start for Kotoko. And they were telling us they deliberately lose against Man City for Arsenal not to win the league. See, for the next 10 years, Chelsea cannot win anything. For the next 10 years, Man U will come and win Champions League before Chelsea can win anything in their life again. That's the fact. Thank you.
All right, thank you too. 053996 0549986 Let's talk to our next caller. Hi, and then where are you calling us from?
Hello.
Hi, welcome to the show. Your name, please?
My name is Darlington, please.
Darlington?
Yes, please.
What team do you support?
I'm actually a Barcelona fan.
All right, talk to me.
Yeah. But I'm a sympathizer of Manchester City because of Pep Guardiola. And I can say City have struggled this season, looking at how they started the season. Most of us were expecting City to pick up after the Christmas season. That, the second leg, coming back from the Christmas, we're expecting that City will pick up and then do the usual thing that they used to do. But unfortunately, the absence of Rodri, and we all can attest to that fact that Rodri was a reason City was not able to come into the party as expected. But all in all, I just pray that Arsenal shouldn't slip, because as it is now, any little mistake from Arsenal, it will be a down there for City. And I like the way they are able to put that pressure on Arsenal to the last day. It's a good thing. That is one thing that I love about Pep Guardiola. He keep the pressure, keep the momentum of his team, and I think it's a great job. Let's see how Arsenal can handle the pressure until the last day. That's the most beautiful thing that I've seen so far, that they are able to keep that momentum for this last day. Kudos to City. And one thing I want to know from you, is there any update on Barcelona camp, whether or not they'll be able to find money to sign new players going forward in next season?
Of course, the season has ended, so they'll check their account and see whatever they've made and be able to purchase some top signings, right?
Well, the update is that Robert Lewandowski has confirmed that he's leaving.
Yeah, so
as a free agent.
Some players too would also be leaving and all of that. So,
and I think that saves them a lot of money. Losing Lewandowski, his wages alone
very high.
So that helps them save money for other players.
Is that okay for you?
Maybe a winger from
That's
Manchester.
okay for me.
All right, thank you.
We still want to dominate Real Madrid at the other side.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. 053996 0549986996. Let's talk to our next caller. Hi, your name and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, good evening. I'm Ben from Adenta.
Ben, welcome to the show. What team do you support?
I'm a Liverpool fan.
Talk to me.
So I want you to help me. How many matches did Liverpool lose this season?
What in the PL or what, in all competitions?
In the Premiership.
12.
12 matches.
Yes.
So why is Ancelotti still at post?
Oh, we don't want the. Why you want him gone?
Look, he inherited a team, and he won the league with that team. After spending almost about 500 million or so, what was our performance? What was our performance? Look at this Man City defender. Is it McGay or something? He was close signing for Liverpool. We didn't know what happened. This coach, because your defenders are not good. Look at Van Dijk. Van Dijk is almost at the twilight of his season. But still, this coach wouldn't have any heart. And then trying to keep Van Dijk and Konate. Look at the match we played against Aston Villa yesterday. Really? We couldn't score Man City home and away. Man City scoring us home and away this season. Look at Manchester United, a team that we can easily beat 7-0, 5-0 at their home, and we are struggling to beat these teams. And this coach is still at post. Well, we leave it for them.
All right, thank you. 053996996054 986996. Let's talk to our next caller. Hi, and then where are you calling us from?
Hello, good evening. I'm Clement from Chichika.
Clement, can you please power up for me?
I'm a Real Madrid fan, but I am a fan of the English Premier League.
All right, talk to me.
Okay, the Chelsea board and the hierarchy, the top level management, I think the situation going on at Chelsea right now, you can say they are part of it. They are they are hugely part of it, because the kind of players they have there. Some of them have been on the winning side, winning trophies. Then let's say James winning the Champions League with Chelsea, Cucurella winning the Euros, Enzo Fernandez winning the World Cup. So I don't know the plan, whatever thing they present to the coaches. Because I think they want to behave like Brighton and Overbeam, because they want to bring in players, get the money from the players they sell. Because these owners, I don't think like there is a winning of trophy on their mind. The American business, that's what they are here, making the profit. Gone are the days when Roman Abramovich, what he cares about is winning the trophies, not balancing of their book. But these people, they are keenly interested in balancing of their books. So I think the coaches that come in, no top level coach will come to Chelsea. No top level coach will come to Chelsea. He will not unite any. I don't think, and it's really hurting for some of the players who have been on the winning side, winning trophies. So, thank you.
All right, thank you to 0539986996 0549986 Let's talk to our next caller. Hi, your name, where are you calling us from?
I'm Kingsley Ate, calling from Mataiko.
Kingsley, what team do you support?
I'm an Arsenal fan.
All right, talk to me.
I'm so excited that our nice neighbor Chelsea lost this game. And to those Manchester City fans thinking that they could win this league, I'm telling them that come Tuesday, Arsenal will be champions. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. 0539986996 0549986996 Let's talk to our next caller. Hi, and where are you calling us from?
Hello, my name is Ruby. I'm calling from North Kanishi.
Oh, hi, Ruby. Welcome to the show.
Yes, I am a City fan and I'm so excited this afternoon. So I want to congratulate Pep and the whole of City. Yes.
All right. How long have you been following the team?
For about 15 years now.
15?
Yes.
Wow. What are your thoughts about...
I'm a big City fan.
I see. What are your thoughts about Semenyo?
Oh, I'm so happy we have a Ghanaian in City. It's like... I just can't believe we have a Ghanaian in the City team, because City seems to be so far. At the time I joined the team, it seemed to be like at the lowest of the table. But seeing them come up and having a top player in the Black Stars team from City, it makes me so excited. But what I want to say is that for every team, as you gain all the cups and all the trophies, you get to a point that you stagnate or you stabilize. Then you move forward again. So at this point, I think Pep has done his best. He has gained all the trophies we need for us. And if he wants to go now, I think he will be a happy man to go. But I also love him to stay though. But I think he will leave a fulfilled man. So that's what I want to say.
Thank you so much, Ruby, for sharing your thoughts with us. 053996 0549986 do you have a caller? Daniel's okay. Nope. You can also call out 053996 0549986996. If you want to text, also feel free to do so on 0539986996 0549986996. Let's talk to our next caller. Hi, and then where are you calling us from?
My name is Irrelevant.
Irrelevant?
Yes. My name is Irrelevant.
Your name is Irrelevant?
No, my name is Irrelevant at this time.
Your name is not relevant? Oh, really? Okay, talk to me.
So, I'm glad that Chelsea lost to City, because I'm a Tottenham fan and they are landed rivals. So I'm just glad that they are not bringing the cup to London this season, because we ourselves are struggling in the relegation zone. So that's what I have to say.
All right, thank you. 05399696 0549986996. Let's talk to our next caller. Hi, and where are you calling us from?
My name is John. Speaking for Asamoah.
John, welcome to the show.
Yes, I'm an Arsenal fan. And I'm so happy City has beaten these guys today. The last time they were happy losing 3-0 to them at home. Why are they not happy today losing 1-0? You see, someone is looking for them. Remember last 2 seasons when Tottenham had the opportunity of beating City for Arsenal to lead the trophies. They lost and were celebrating with Manchester City. That Arsenal didn't win the league. See how they are today. Check City up next Chelsea up next season. What will happen to them? See, this game we play have to be serious to get to that top level. The moment you see the fans celebrating losing, it's not that they are coming down. They should accept it. We are winning the league. Arsenal will surely win the Premier League, and Chelsea will not have any European trophy to play for the next season. Or maybe they can go back to Conference League. That is their level now. And go to Conference League. That is their level. Sure, they can win and say they have won another European trophy, while their colleagues are competing for proper trophies, right? And I'm sure what you have on the last day will be Arsenal will be lifting the trophy. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. 0539969996 0549986996. Let's talk to our next caller. Hi, welcome to the show. Your name, please.
Good evening. My name is Samuel from Koforidua.
Samuel, kindly turn down the volume of your radio set for me, okay? Thank you.
Okay. Is it okay?
Yes, please talk to me.
Okay. I'll be very, very glad and happy if Arsenal win the league. But comes to Liverpool, I don't know. As other players said, what is wrong with this in the coach? Even yesterday we watched the game as if you are in the training ground. So I don't know. I don't know what the managers are doing, the owners. And the girl should be sacked by now. I don't know. Because the man is giving us heart attack. So at least the man should leave the club for us so that he can find another place. That's what I can see. But I'll be very glad if Arsenal win this season.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. We'll talk to our final caller for today. 0539969996. Hi, your name, where are you calling us from?
Hello?
Yes, your name, please.
Hello, good evening.
Yes.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. How
my
are you
name
doing?
Is Mike. My name is Mike. I'm calling from Charu, Labadi.
Michael, welcome to the show. Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm a Madrid fan. This didn't go well for Madrid, but next season, we know that Mourinho will come to Madrid and come and stabilize things over there. About Mbappe and Charlie, we should still let his ego come down and also try to help the other players so that they can beat the team. And Charlie will come back to our winning ways. That's all what I want to say. Thank you. Bye.
All right, thank you so much. That's our final caller for today. Thank you so much for calling. Guys, let me take just final thoughts from you guys, and then we take the show home. Let me start off with you, Kwache.
It's been an interesting day. There hasn't been as much football today, but then I think a very significant result, at least in terms of the rest of the season. Yeah, Antoine Semenyo's move has paid off. I think when you go back to Bournemouth, when you go back to the summer, initially we thought that he should have. Why did he sign a new contract in the summer? Maybe he should have tried to seek a move. And even in January, there were a lot of clubs that were circling in for him. But I think as soon as Man City made their interest apparent to him, he settled for them, and it looks like it hasn't just been a one-way street. While he's been grateful to be at a club like Man City, he's also shown that he deserves to be at a club like Man City. And like you said rightly, today he's put his name forever in the history books. Whatever happens from here on, he won this. He scored the winning goal to win the FA Cup for Man City. And for City, like you said, the season is out of their hands, and that's the only thing. All they can do is do what they can. And on their part, they've done what they can. They beat Arsenal in the league and in the FA Cup final, and they've also managed to win a trophy. Against Chelsea too. So they've done their part to try and salvage their season. I think there was a point earlier in the season where they allowed the form to slip too much and gave Arsenal too much of a gap. Arsenal got to about 9 points at a certain point, and obviously Arsenal have stepped up. But I don't know if it's Arsenal gets letting City back into it or City picking up form at the wrong time in the season. But it's meant that it's kept the tension up to the end of the season. But like I keep saying, things are out of their hands now. So to win a trophy, even if they don't win the league, this will be a successful season for them.
Okay, come down.
Very good for Manchester City winning the FA Cup, and for Chelsea, this has been a very bad season for them. If I'm to rate them out of 10, I'll give them 1/10, because this has been a very bad season for Chelsea.
10.
Yeah, 1/10. They've been so bad, so poor, and they just need to back up to do their best next season, because they have a lot to do. They have a lot to do. The new manager who has to come has a lot to do in the dressing room and also on the pitch, because he has to make sure the players are playing so well and adapting to his system, and that's going to be very difficult because of how interesting the club is and how the sporting directors and the managers are just doing the club. They have to just do their best. For City, for Semenyo, very good for him, and congratulations to him, because as Angelo said, his name is going to be on the books that he won City the FA Cup, and that's very good, because at the end of the day, will be like in the 2025-26 season, the FA Cup, who scored a goal for City, and that was Antoine Semenyo, and that's been very good for him. And for City, how he has been able to do things is very, very good, and getting 16 Premier League goals so far in the season, even being part of the nominees for the Premier League of the season, is very good for Antoine Semenyo, and as a Ghanaian, I'm so happy about it. I just hope that we'll be able to see that good performances in the Blasters, since we've changed the coach to a very good one. I'm sure we'll see that, because Otuado was just playing around with him. So as Carlos Queiroz has come in, we'll see which position we'll be able to play, and I'm very sure we're able to see the best of Antoine Semenyo in the Blasters, as he's doing in Manchester City.
I mean, Semenyo the first Ghanaian to score in an FA Cup final. Not the first to win, but he's probably the
first.
Because the other four did not score, but they played and won it. Yeah. The final one is for you.
Congratulations to Manchester City. Congratulations to Antoine Semenyo. Very well deserved. He's been a very good player for the English Premier League, for his clubs, and this season. And he deserves to have this kind of reward. And also, I love it for him that individually he's also getting the kind of recognition that he deserves. With he getting nominated for the Premier League Player of the Season award, and the fact that he, after going through all those struggling years, he's now, in just the space of 2 months, won his first 2 major trophies in his career. With ample opportunity to win more, even before next season starts, considering they could end up winning the Premier League too. And I'm just happy for him. I'm just happy for him. He deserves it, and for a guy who's going through all that he's gone through, right from non-league football all the way playing every division in English football, the hierarchy, he's going through all of them, from the bottom. And now he's at the top, and he's doing very well. He's not just adding up to the numbers. He's performing and he's excelling. And I'm so happy for him. It just, I can't say it just breaks my heart. I'm hoping, because now Otuado is no more with the Black Stars. So initially I would have said, it hurts and it breaks my heart that the same can be replicated when it comes to the Black Stars, but now Newman is in charge, so I'm hoping that he can build a squad around Antoine Semenyo, his strengths, his weaknesses, and be able to find the right complementary pieces to ensure that the team fits around him and can be able to deliver as a solid unit and can do well at the World Cup, because there's a big chance that any team that has good enough players and the right structure and organization and coaching from the technical team can make a deep run in this tournament, because it's so wide open. And I'm hoping that Ghana can tap into that by building around Antoine Semenyo. And I think it will be good for us. But I'm so happy for him, and I'm just glad that Manchester City won. And on top of that, he ended up winning. He ended up scoring the winning goal. I'm just so happy for him. Congratulations to him.
Nice. right, thank you so much, guys. Yao Jimmy Inta, Kapita Mafo. Also, Manuel Angelo Kwache, technical support from Daniel Squashi. And also, big support from Edwin Kwakofi. I'm Gambia Fan. The show is back later tomorrow, 2 to 5 p.m. Join Bernardo Big Watcher and the guys. Here to running through all the updates. Thank you so much for joining us on the Republic of Football. Right from 2 to 5 p.m. Enjoy the rest of your day in our programs. Do take care and bye-bye.